Please don't spoil the movie
by adding your own soundtrack. Action. Hello. I am Uncle Ruckus, no relation.
LOL. My name is Galinda.
Galinda the Good. And welcome back to
Please don't spoil the movie.
Obviously, my character was from The Boondocks, and yours is from the new, well, it's not the new, but
just Wicked.
The Wicked. But I mean, I'm sure it was inspired by the recent trailer that came out.
Well, given the movie that we're doing, it was just kind of in that realm. That's where my brain was going.
Have you seen, well, I'm assuming you've seen the trailer for the new Wicked.
Yes, it looks fantastic.
I got chills. I literally got chills when she, like, in the end, she sings, Defining Gravity. A little bit of Defining Gravity. I got chills.
Yeah, the trailer looks really
I was like,
good.
When she sings that song in the movie, I'm going to cry. Because I've almost cried when we saw it both times.
Oh, really?
In theater. It's magical.
In the theater?
Yeah, and that's just like someone lifting someone off the ground with mediocre singing abilities. But they are about to go off.
Not mediocre singing abilities.
Above mediocre. But they're about to go off on this.
Did you know it's 2 parts? They're having a part 1 and a part 2.
No, you just pissed me off. There's some things I don't need to know. Why are they having 2 parts?
So unnecessary.
I don't need 3. You know what? Your eyebrows look good.
Thank you. Don't they?
Ew.
Fantastic.
You got them?
She did. I got them tinted.
Oh, just tinted. Okay.
Yeah.
No permanent. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't forgot to do myself.
They look great, don't they?
Mm-hmm. How much do they cost?
I get a discount, so with my discount it was like $30, and I tipped her.
Where'd you go?
Luxury Beauty Clinic.
Where's that?
It's in Metairie, off of Homa Boulevard.
Okay. Oh, cool. She did a great job.
She did.
Okay, tinting.
Yeah.
It almost looks like it was tattooed on.
I know, right?
Yeah.
This is my second time going to her for the tint. The first time it looked really good too, but it was a lot lighter and it didn't last as long. So I told her, it only lasted like a week and a half. And she was like, oh, well, we can go darker. I said, okay, great, let's do that. And then once she was done, she like wiped it all off and she's like, oh my God, it looks really dark.
She said that?
Was like, yeah. She was like, I was scared to like tell you. And I was like, no, I love it.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's very
But
surprising.
I was like, I'm glad she did give me a warning because I was mentally prepared. Because when I first saw it, I was like, whoa, this is dark.
Yeah. But it like goes away.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really like this one.
Why this one?
I don't know. This one has like that perfect fade. This one doesn't fade as much. It's fine. But, your eyebrows can't be.
They're
sisters,
not twins. Mine are actually distant cousins.
Okay.
They're barely related.
I love this eyebrow. Hate this one.
I think I like the right one better.
Oh my God, I can't stand this one.
Oh, you're talking about your own
Oh,
eyebrows.
yeah.
I was like, wait, hold on.
Oh, no, I'm talking about what I was. No,
like,
I'm talking
you
about
hate them?
No. I love this eyebrow. This one just doesn't do it right.
This one, okay, my right one by itself, like without, this one gives me more problems when I fill them in. By itself, it's fine. And then the left one, it works perfectly when I fill it in, but by itself, it'd be giving me problems. So I hate both of them and like them both at different times.
Yeah. I might be getting my eyebrows tinted.
What were we talking about?
Wicked. You told me it was 2 parts. I gagged.
Oh my God. This is not a movie that needs 2 parts.
We know what's going to happen.
Can we, since the let's release movies in parts phenomenon began,
you know what?
It's just never stopped and we don't need it.
But also, I'm not mad at it, but in today's age where I have to wait 5 years for a new season, a new movie, like I don't want to do it. I don't want to wait 8 years
because this is
for
literally
part 2.
a movie that can easily be done
in one part,
in one solid
but also
film.
Maybe it was like a new idea. We've seen it before. We know what happens.
Right.
There's a play. There's a whole bunch of plays. You're not going to switch it up.
Right. It's going to be the same thing.
What are y'all? I don't want to see her. I don't want to see them in.
Just because the play has Act 1 and Act 2 doesn't mean the
what's
film
gonna happen.
means
It's going to
Act
be
1 and
like
Act 2.
I don't want to see. Oh my God! I don't want to see 2. I don't want to see the whole movie her in college with them together, and then the rest of them. It's going to end like right when she becomes evil, and they're like,
that's like I don't need to see that.
Yeah. Because I like the second half of the play better than the first half.
Everybody does.
Yeah.
And that's where everything starts popping off.
I might not even go see it anymore.
I might definitely not see the first half.
So annoying.
It is. That's just so greedy. Because y'all only doing it to make more money.
Oh my God, so stupid.
Because y'all know it's not necessary.
It's so unnecessary.
I blame Twilight. They started all of this.
Well, that was in the age of...
They were the first.
Oh, ever. Harry Potter.
They did that after. Twilight was the first.
Twilight,
to do
Harry Potter, Hunger Games, but it worked.
Those three, yeah.
But see, those were different because that was the first time we saw this.
Yeah, and that was the first time we saw this.
And then we wanted it in parts. Like, let's come on, we want to continue this.
Yeah.
But I don't need to see a tale that's old as time.
Right.
Split into parts.
This isn't Beauty and the Beast, but yeah. Jordan, do you have anything you'd like to share with the class?
I know. I'm engaged.
She's an engaged woman.
So crazy.
A child bride. You were literally talking this whole time right now, and all I could look at was the damn ring on your finger. I was like, oh my God, this looks pretty. So
crazy, right?
Weird.
And I've been wearing that often. Well, because I don't know, work from home. Do I wake up and I don't know what the rules are. What do people do?
Do you keep it on? Do I take it off when I go to sleep?
Like when I go to the gym, do I put it back on? I guess it depends on what I'm doing that day. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was going to Google
Holy cow!
I know. I can't believe y'all all knew. Just lie to my face.
Oh, people. We had this thing going for weeks, ages, months, and she had no idea.
That is so crazy that y'all knew.
I took off of work for everything. And
oh, so you really didn't have those days off?
No. So you remember I was telling you, so Friday, I took off half the day. Then the university ended up
that was true.
Us, half the day. And then I just took the whole day off.
Got it. Mm-hmm. Okay, gotcha.
So yeah. Let's set the scene for us. I'll do it. Oh, God, since you weren't in on it. So Chancellor, her now fiance, her then boyfriend, comes to our mother and tells her, hey, I'm thinking about proposing to Jordan.
When did you say
there
that?
For this conversation. Mom told me after the fact.
When did that happen?
Oh my God, when was that? What month are we in?
February.
Probably like December.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, he comes to her and is like, yeah, thinking about proposing to her, yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, I'll believe it when I see it. Get real.
My mom, I want to see Mom's face. She's like, what the hell? She's not ready for this.
And then, I guess he went to your father, asked for your hand, yada, yada, yada.
He was happy.
So then, as the days are dwindling, he's like, I think I want to do it on Musis night. And I was like, not gonna happen. Sorry.
Right.
Absolutely
He didn't even make it out that night.
Yeah. He wanted to do it on Musis. This is what he wanted to do. He wanted it'd have been different if he did it during the parade with like a sign or something like that. But you're blind. You can't see what he did it. Wouldn't have seen any sign, any confetti, anything like that during the parade anyway. But what he wanted to do was he wanted to propose to you after the parade. After you've been gallivanting all day on a float for 5 hours, you're going to have that freaking wig on. I was like, who knows what our hair's going to be like under that wig?
When do I take pictures?
I was like, who's going to be there to take pictures? How are we going to get over there? How are we going to get access?
Right, because those things are $150.
Hold on a bit. I'm like, it was before Christmas. It was like Thanksgiving in like November.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was like November. Because I remember we were talking about, Megan's brother had gotten engaged on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And I had known. He had asked Mom before then. Because you remember when we were sitting on the couch with Amber?
Yeah.
And Amber was like, so Jordan, what do you want your proposal to be like? I texted her and I was like, ask her right now what she wants her proposal to be like.
Did you tell her that Chancellor was thinking about
And she was like, I just texted her that first. And she was like, do I need to know something? I was like, oh yeah, Chancellor's going to like propose to her supposedly. But yeah, back to the
Amber
story.
One of the first.
Huh?
Okay, I said, okay, Amber being one of the first to know.
She was. I don't know who he had told by that point, but whatever. So he wanted to do it after the parade. I was like, absolutely not. And then I was like, okay, who's going to be there to take pictures? I still feel like I should have been there for the proposal, but it's fine, whatever. But I was like, and she also doesn't want a big hoopla for her proposal. She doesn't want anybody there. So I was like, we can't do this. And then we went back to the drawing board. And then it became like a whole conversation of like, okay, well, when are we going to do it? And he was like, okay, well, I'll just do it the next day. And then we're like, well, that's Zulu night. And then it became a conversation of, okay, where are we going to have it? And then I was supposed to go to California for 2 weeks for work.
Yeah.
And then that's why I didn't go anymore, because you got engaged.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. And I remember I was complaining that it was during Mardi Gras.
Canceled it?
Somebody went on. I ended up telling my director, I was like, look, my sister's getting engaged. She was like, it's fine.
Yeah, okay.
So
that's hilarious. I do remember you saying that. And I thought about it a couple weeks before Mardi Gras, and then you were there. That's why I was that's another reason why I kind of forgot. But when I saw you at the parade, I was surprised to see you. Because one, you said that you were feeling sick and you might not go. But in the back of my mind, I was like, she's not supposed to be here. Maybe that's why. I don't know.
She's not supposed to be here.
I was like,
the state.
Yeah.
Technically wasn't, but luckily, coworkers came through, took the trip on my behalf.
I'd love to go to California.
So yeah, then it became a conversation. Okay, like, where are we gonna have it? Your mother wanted to have it at our house. I was like, not on my freaking watch. I was like, you've lost your marbles. Absolutely not. Watch. And I was like, when I get engaged, don't you ever try to put that shit on me. Don't ever think I'm gonna show up and there's an engagement party here waiting for me. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
That's fair. I mean, I wouldn't mind, but
I would have.
Yeah.
But then what happened? What happened on Friday?
Oh, God, the electricity
we didn't have no electricity. I walked up to her, I knocked on the door. You was trying to have it up in here. I was like, you was trying to have this party up in here. We ain't even got no lights, girl.
And it was so funny when dad was saying energy's coming, and she was like, when? And he was like, so. He was like, well, who's going to be here? Because we all got things to do. And I was like, what you got to do? Because in my head, I'm like, we just did Muses yesterday. Where are you going?
Right.
I was like, where do you need to be? I was like, where's everyone going? But I was like, okay.
You're probably like, I'll be here.
I was going to that date, but I was like, where is everyone going? That was so important. Yeah. And I was like, Mom, they probably don't need to come inside, but okay.
And then we were shooting out locations.
Mm-hmm.
I set the Drifter. I really wanted it to be at the Drifter. I had high hopes for it being at the Drifter.
Random.
I don't know. I thought you would have really liked the vibe. The hipster look. I thought you would have liked it. Yeah. I was like, I really wanted it to be at the Drifter.
It could have worked.
Then we called, what's that place on the lake? Landry's.
Yeah.
We thought about having it where Don and Abby had theirs.
Oh, the after party, yeah.
Yeah, the engagement party.
Yeah, the engagement party, yeah.
But then Dad was like, well, I'll just call the people at Katie's.
Uh-huh.
So then we settled on Katie's. But then as it got closer and closer, I was like, like I hadn't canceled my trip yet. And I was like, I really don't think this is going to happen. Like, I was like, because he wasn't saying anything.
Oh,
so I would like text him. I would be like, Mom, so did Chancellor say anything? She'd be like, well, I don't know. Text him. And I would text him. And he'd be like, oh, yeah. And I was like, well, I guess it's still happening. And then I would follow up again. I'm like, okay, we still haven't. Okay, it's been another week. Don't know anything. Is it still happening? Like by late December, January, I was like, is this really still happening?
Oh my God, that's hilarious, right?
Like, I'll believe it when I see it. Then when he showed us the ring.
Oh, you're like, oh.
I was like, oh, this is in full throttle.
When did he show you the ring?
He showed us the ring like maybe like 3 weeks before. We didn't really get shit together until like the last hour.
That's fine.
Like Katie's came at the last minute. Then we were buying decorations on Amazon. But we all share the same Amazon Prime account.
Yeah.
So I was like, Mom would literally like Google like engagement decorations. And then I would open up Amazon and be on like, it would be like, they give you suggestions. It would be pictures of engagement. Yeah. I screenshotted it to her and I sent it to her. I said, you're fucking up.
And you know what's funny? I shop on my own Amazon account.
You have your own Amazon account?
It's linked to it's linked to Mom's. You can have your own and it not be connected. So a lot of times I buy stuff on there because
and you don't see what's
unless I switch over, I don't really see anything.
I didn't know that. And I was like, Mom, everything we buy, because at first we weren't gonna buy anything on Amazon because we're like she'll be able to see it. So then we were like, well, fuck, how we're gonna buy this shit? Like it's like
what's gonna happen
4 days before. Like shit's not gonna
we need Amazon, right?
And then she was like, then I found out that you could archive your orders and your searches. So that's what I started doing.
Okay.
But then 20 minutes after I archived something, she'd look up something else. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? She can see this. Stop it.
It's like, what do I do? That's so funny. I don't even. 9 times out of 10, I'm searching on my own account.
I didn't even know you could create your own account.
Yeah, you can create your own account and link them. It does act funny sometimes, but yeah, for the most part, you still get the same stuff.
So yes, you played a fool this entire time.
When he showed you the ring, you were like, what? So when was he here? When we came?
Leave me over here. Let me pull up the text messages.
What was I?
I don't know. You were like upstairs in the shower, and he was like, meet me in the laundry room. I was like, we're doing recon.
Bring your mom. And it's so funny. So today, Chancellor's car stopped working Friday, and I was like, ugh, the marital issues begin. And then he just got his coat back.
The marital issues begin.
For his
January 20th is when he showed me the ring.
Oh, like a month ago. Gotcha. But he just got the coat back. It's gonna be like $1,600, and I was like, are we supposed to share these expensive? When does that start? Like, are we in on this?
Right. Okay, so what are we thinking? Are we thinking a year, 2 years? A year and a half?
Probably the earliest would be 2025.
The earliest.
It's the earliest. So probably mid-2025. I kept telling people like late 2024 or late 2025, but now that I think about that,
late
hell
2024, no.
Yeah, hell no. It's not happening. I mean, you could. If I was about it, could have a December wedding. People do it. That's not. I mean, that's enough time. But hell no.
What season are you thinking?
Chancellor
Summer,
said,
spring, fall, winter.
Chancellor said he sweats, so he was like, "Please don't do summer." Maybe like October. I want to see when hurricane season's over.
Hurricane season is over in like November, but I think by October we'd be good.
Is it by November? Let's see.
Hurricane season is a long time.
June 1st to November 30th.
Yeah, but nothing really pops off in October.
The peak is September 10th, with most activity occurring mid-August to mid-October. But we want it before the holidays. I don't know.
And it'd probably be expensive to have an October wedding here. Because nobody has summer weddings. Cause it's too hot.
I wouldn't mind a summer wedding. I don't give a fuck. I love the heat.
Well,
I don't mind.
I would.
I wouldn't mind it. Everyone would just be indoors all the time.
I mean, yeah. Is it going to be inside at least?
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see what the venue is. Because I mean, I wouldn't mind having a summer wedding. Everyone stay inside.
As long as it's not outside.
Yeah. Have you seen any movies lately? Enough wedding talk. I can't take it.
She can't take it. She's fed up.
Yeah. I'm not made for this. I'm not one of those girls.
Oh my god! Just looking at that. This is an adjustment. I can't.
I know, it's weird.
This is so weird.
It's so adult. Have you seen any movies lately?
Movies? No. But I did recently start watching season 3 to All the Murders. Okay. Only Murders in the Building.
I was thinking about watching the other day. How was
you would like it? I love that show. I watched season 102 already. And then, I don't know, when I thought the season 2 was going to be the end of it, because I was like, how do we really keep this going? Because the show is only about murders in the building. Right. I'm like, not everybody could keep dying in the building. But I was like, let me just start watching it, because I was bored at work and I was processing applications. And then I was like, oh my god, I forgot how cute this show is. It's fun. Just so fun.
It's just like, it's like kind of serious, but like a lot more.
Yeah, and it's funnier than what you would think it is. And let me tell you something. Steve Martin and Martin Short, a dynamic duo. Chef's kiss when those two get together. I'd be so weak at them. They're so funny.
Is Steve Martin more dry and Martin Short more like flamboyant? Is that their
like Steve Martin is more like not dry, but like he's just like, okay, they're characters.
Like white man. He's just like
it's just like white man. Yeah, it's like old white man who's like 70. And you're trying to be hip and it's not working. And then Steve, what's the other one? Martin Short is more like flamboyant. I'm a drama queen.
I love his voice.
Yeah, and you can't believe he's straight. I'm like, in what world?
Nope. Where does Selena Gomez come into the mix?
Oh my god, who cares? She's the worst actress ever. She is. I just don't get it.
She was a celebrity, Howard.
I don't understand
the appeal.
How she could be considered one of the like largest pop stars in the world, outside of "And When You're Ready, Come and Get It." No.
But like for something like, when's the last album?
Let me see. Couldn't name a song.
I have to know the last song she made. Who's
listening to her music?
No, I will say the songs she did make were a banger, but that has to run out eventually. Like, how is it not ran out yet?
Because her last song came out in like 2014.
But but like Rihanna no longer makes music, but she made enough music that like
that we're good.
I know the albums
right
for a long time. Selena Gomez, I'm like, you made songs for like 2-3 years.
Right.
I don't know what happened. Or maybe I wasn't paying attention, but I don't get it. I
played
agree.
On Disney Channel that one time.
Yeah, I don't get it. I do not get it.
Started. Then she got the nerve to be a horrible actress. But like, I don't get it, because Wizard of Waverly Place, whatever, she wasn't bad on that show.
You loved her. And Jade used to love you somewhere in your place.
I did not love. I've never loved Selena Gomez.
Oh, you love that show?
I've never loved Wizards of Waverly Place.
You watched
it
all the
Disney
time.
Channel. I watched Disney Channel all the time.
Well, you were watching that show when I was like, this bitch still watching
Disney Channel. Disney Channel. Not Wizards of Waverly Place specifically. Well, Disney Channel.
For a long time. Okay.
I was watching Disney Channel.
Okay. You watched it for a long time. I was like, how is this bitch still?
I watched Disney Channel for a long time. Yes, that is correct.
You hung on to it. What was the day you were like, and I'm done, guys?
It was really, the reason why I watched it is because there's logic behind it, okay? I don't sleep with the TV off.
Yeah.
When I go to sleep, I can't sleep in the dark. I'm scared of the dark. I have to watch the TV. But I don't like when I'm watching TV. This is when we still had like cable. I don't like when I'm watching TV and a scary movie comes on. A scary movie commercial comes on.
Yes, I know. Yes.
The only way we can avoid that is if we're watching Disney Channel, because they're not airing scary movie commercials. Because I also hate scary movies. I'm scared of the dark, and I'm scared of scary movies. So, who is the one solution to the problem? Disney Channel. That's why I watched it all the time, because I needed to avoid those fears.
Do you still sleep with the TV on?
Yeah.
Do you have a timer? No.
Oh wow. She just runs through the night.
That's crazy.
Because if a timer. I've tried it once. I'll wake up.
Yeah.
I'll notice when that bitch is off. I'll rise up.
What's going on?
Yep. I remember one time Megan was sleeping over, and Megan don't sleep with the TV on. And I guess it was like 3:00 in the morning, and she like turned over and she turned the TV off. She said I rose up out of the bed like this. Like, what are you doing?
What just happened?
I literally popped up out of my sleep and I was like, what the are you doing?
You're like, is everything okay? You're like,
hello.
It's just like, what's going on?
Like, what's going on?
She's like, I can't sleep. 3 a.m. Fucking Zac Efron singing High School Musical to me, and I don't know what to do.
So, yeah. Back to Selena Gomez. Horrible actress. Literally so flat. Like, oh my God, when she talks, it's awful. I'm like, when did your voice sound so monotone? She's a snooze fest.
She's a wet blanket.
She is. And I'm just like, this is talent?
She's a celebrity hire. They probably brought her on the show for that.
Because I know why she's regarded as such a celebrity and so popular by doing absolutely nothing.
Oh, I was like, share with the class.
Well, now you know.
Okay, I was like,
it's ridiculous.
She cracked the case, babe.
It's awful. But the show is still great.
I'll watch it. I think it's on Peacock now, and I was gonna watch it, but I was like,
it's on Hulu.
Color Purple's on HBO Max. I haven't watched it yet, but I will be doing that soon. I wanted to watch it before we record it so I can report back, but I'll do it next time because I did the podcast notes late, and then me and Chancellor tried to watch Book of Clarence. Is what I'm trying to talk about.
Oh,
me and Chancellor.
How was it? I wanted to watch that too.
So we went to dinner Friday and we tried watching it after dinner. The movie was 2 hours and we were like, we're not going to make it. But we made it like 30, 40 minutes in and I was just like, it's not pulling me in just yet.
Really?
It's cool. It's cool to see Black people in like
biblical times.
Yeah, and like dressed like that. There's not so far not a light skin in sight.
Oh my God, my type of film. Even the girl, even the love interest. Is this movie still in theaters?
You know who else was in it?
They need my money.
The Black kid. This is this is the love interest. She's pretty. Her name is Anna Dopp.
Oh yeah.
Yep,
we love that.
And
she's over 30. Oh my God.
The whitest.
This is an Oscar movie, if you ask me.
The lightest people in the movie are the white people. And
oh my goodness, that's fun.
But you know who else was in it? Mm-hmm. Freaking the Black kid from Stranger Things, Caleb McCollin.
Okay.
He has grown up. I said, when I saw him, I was like, there ain't no way I'm watching Stranger Things now. Because I want to see little children running around. This boy is an adult. You're not going to get that. Like,
has that show ended yet?
It's fucking 22. Oh my God, Jade. No, it hasn't ended yet. Last season should have been the last season. For whatever reason, they were like, let's do another one. So we have one more season to come out.
It hasn't come out yet.
No, it should be coming out soon. Or maybe 2025. Let me see.
2025.
Jade, it was a ridiculous amount. I was like, just wrap it up. I don't care. Just throw it away.
Right. Just end it already.
I'm gonna forget about it. It took me forever to watch the last season because I was like, I don't even care anymore. The final season of the hit series will not air until 2025. We just started 2024. The last season ended in 2023. I don't care anymore. Yeah, keep it. Half the cast looks like an adult.
Yeah.
Freaking Millie Bobby Brown said, take me out. I'm over this.
I honestly feel like I don't see the point. I feel like Euphoria should end too.
Thank you. I was trying to tell someone else. I was like, guys.
I mean, I don't watch the show, but
it's
just like
it's too late.
The last time it's like 2021 was the last time we had a season.
It's just wrap it up. It just didn't work out.
They're all
it's
working
okay
now. They're all too busy. The tall, hot one, oh my God, he's booked and busy.
Right, he might not be able to come back after the second, third season.
We probably won't even see him. He ain't coming back. He
might do one more season and be like, I gotta go, y'all.
And then y'all got somebody who died on the show.
Even Zendaya's in Doom. Like,
yeah, they're booked. She who's not booked is the crazy
Alexa, Sydney Sweeney's booked.
Yeah, she booked. The white girl booked. Zendaya booked. The tall, hot one booked. The only one who not booked is the Spanish one.
Yeah.
She need to be booked and busy, if anybody.
Right. But they gonna wrap this shit up.
I want to see her in things.
Right. They can wrap this shit up. And I was like, okay, the show ain't that good.
Yeah.
I just want to say Book of Clarence.
Oh, yeah.
It's cool. That was cool. It hasn't quite gripped me in yet.
What's it about?
We're like 30, 40 minutes in. It's a guy, one of those down on his lucks.
Oh.
He took a loan from like the rich guy of the town. Here's my problem. The rich guy of the town's like, you got 30 days to pay me back. That's too long. For a movie?
Too long? Oh, 30 days.
A week. I don't know, 2 days to pay me back. Just to make it interesting.
Right.
So it looks like he decides.
That's a realistic timeline, though. I hate when movies are like, let's change our entire lives in the course of 4 days.
But sometimes I get it. I'm like, you got 40 days. I was like, so we're going to watch all 40 days? What's going to happen? I don't know. To me.
It sounds like it.
But it looks like he's going to join, the Jesus's disciples because, Jesus is in it or something like that.
But it's supposed to be on a real biblical, like that's the thing, huh? The Book of Clarence.
Yeah.
Thing,
I think from what I'm telling, he's supposed to be like the 13th disciple or something. But I've never heard of him. I don't know if he ever actually becomes
I've never heard of the Book of Clarence. So I don't.
He's trying to join so he can get clout and not have to pay this guy back.
That's hilarious.
But not sure how that's gonna go or not. Jay-Z made the soundtrack. He's got some cool songs in it. Oh, that
sounds good.
Yeah.
He also dabbled in the soundtrack for The Great Gatsby, one of the best soundtracks to a film I've ever heard.
Yes.
So
it's not giving Great Gatsby level, like that's fun, but
it's not bad.
Yeah, I have to listen outside of it, but
okay.
Tell me about the movie today.
Let's see here. What do we got? Think fairy tales. Think ogres. Think elves. Think a modern day spin on Cinderella. Think evil stepsisters. Think choices and decisions or lack thereof. Think hot princes. Think adoring fans. Think gorgeous girl who's the main character. Think useless fairy godmothers. What are you even here for?
Yeah, girl.
You're making my life worse. Think rags to riches. And that brings us to, drumroll please, Ella Enchanted.
Ella.
Yay! I must say, fantastic movie. I was just like,
so good.
Every movie we do, I'm like, oh, this movie's so
Anne Hathaway
good.
is such a good actress.
She's so good. When I was watching this, I was like,
she killed it.
I was like, this bitch can act.
I don't know what her I don't know if anyone's ever rated her movies acting wise, but this has to be up there. She killed it.
She killed it. I was like, for a children's movie that could easily be like super corny and awful, she served. She served. The whole movie in general, watching it, I was like, this movie could easily like be awfully corny, horribly cheesy, bad acting, making me uncomfortable and skin crawling across the board. Everyone was on their A game with their acting. Yeah. Like everybody. I was like, y'all are killing it in these roles.
Yeah, that's so true.
Y'all are eating this shit up.
They are.
Like,
shout out to everybody.
Shout out to the casting director. Shout out to the cast. Their acting teachers.
Yes.
That's
so true. Everyone did good. Yeah.
Phenomenal. Summary. As a baby, Ella, a Frau, receives a visit from Lucinda, Vivica Fox, her fairy godmother, and is bestowed with a magical talent that requires her to obey anything that she is told to do. This proves to be more of a curse than a blessing, particularly
particularly once her mother dies and she is forced to live with her cruel stepmother, Dame Olga, and her evil stepsisters. Eventually, Ella embarks on a journey to find Lucinda and break the spell, accompanied by the handsome Prince Charmant and her new friend Slannon. No. The film is a jukebox musical fantasy comedy film with satire of the fairy tale genre. That means I had to Google what that means.
Yeah, okay.
Jukebox musical means instead of coming up with like original songs, they use popular songs that have already
love
been
a jukebox
written.
Musical. Then yes,
we love a good. Didn't know what it was 10 seconds ago, but I love those.
I love a jukebox. Musical.
Love a jukebox musical. The movie was released April 9th, 2004, and is directed by Tommy O'Haver and written by Karen McCullough Lutz and Kristen Smith, which is loosely based on Gail Carson Levin's 1997 novel of the same name.
I did not know that book. I'm about to read it.
Listen, you heard it here, folks. You see any film and it's good, it's based on the book first.
Let's do it.
It's never original. Don't ever think it is, because it is not.
Right. Let's make it easy.
It was a book first,
and I implore more people to do that because books are just better than movies.
Yeah, I feel like there's so many like books out there just floating in the wind.
They're amazing.
That need to be made into movies.
Oh yeah,
and it'll never happen.
I agree. There's also some books that I've read that were like supposed to be really good, and I was like, this is terrible. Randomly.
This is awful.
This is awful.
But also, doing my research, I read that the movie is in fact nothing like the book whatsoever.
LOL.
And they added people who weren't in the book. They tampered with the storyline. Okay. The author was even like, someone asked her, like, okay, like, what did you think of like the movie? And she said something to the effect, honestly, the movie is literally nothing like the book. It's not even fair for you to ask me this question and compare the two. Just think of it as a completely separate body of work.
She said, I just took my check, honey.
Yeah, they just took my name of the film and ran with it, and that's it.
Did she like the film?
I didn't get all that.
Oh, okay.
She just said, hey, two apples and oranges, two things that can't be compared here, baby. The director intended for the original cut of the movie. It was much different and darker and had scarier scenes that ended up being cut out.
Oh, God.
He says that the ending was pretty much what he wanted it, but it was edited to be a little softer than he had originally intended. Damn. He also adds that some flirtier lines were in the original cut, but were left out.
Thank you.
Shooting took place for the film in Ireland.
Ireland?
Looks pretty picturesque.
Yeah,
makes
looks
sense.
Pretty Irish.
And, that's really all I could find.
Do you know how old Anne Hathaway was when she shot this movie? And
21.
And how old was he? Her love interest, Char.
Probably like 30.
Because I was like, when they were by each I was like...
Did he look older than her?
Yeah. Sometimes I'm like...
He didn't look that much. They look the same. She looked 20-something. He looked like 25, 26.
I don't know. There's some scenes where Anne Hathaway looks 16. And I'm like, okay.
She does look young.
And then he just looks like he's got to be like 30. So when you said she was 21, I was actually shocked.
Shocked to hear that, huh?
Shocked to hear that.
He is 7 years older than her, so he's 28.
Okay. That's not too bad.
That's not awful.
Yeah. But yeah, if you had told me she was 16, I would have believed it.
I would believe that as well.
Yeah, I was like, oh no.
I also read that she had read the book in her younger days when she was like 15.
That's so sweet. Love Anne Hathaway. She's a good girl.
Such an angel, that one. Budget.
Oh, budget. 20 million.
No.
30 million.
$31 million. Good job.
That's it? Actually, kind of surprised. I checked her one higher. They're in Ireland, man. I kind of thought it would be more expensive. They got some cool graphics.
Like everything we see looks like it's on a computer.
I don't know, like I guess.
Like when they're with the Giants, I'm like, this looks like an obvious green screen.
I love it.
Box office.
40 million.
Incorrect.
50.
Nope.
60.
Mm-mm.
Am I going the wrong way?
You're going the wrong way.
40. 30.
No.
20. 25.
$27.4 million.
They didn't make a profit.
They did.
Correct?
It's crazy.
Oh, this has to be like a cult favorite after the effect or something.
You know, it has to be because, like, what the fuck? The movie's fantastic. The acting, the scenes, the storyline, the plot, the satire, the music.
Was this before or after Princess Diaries?
After.
Weird.
After.
Damn, it's a good movie.
It is a good film.
I don't know. I feel like they made their money back eventually.
They had to have. Like, I just, like, this
is such a fun movie.
It doesn't make any sense.
If people not watching Ella Enchanted, it's great. It's good classic fun.
One could argue that it's better than Princess Diaries.
Oh, I could watch this more than I could watch Princess Diaries.
And then it's quick. It's like,
you know what I really...
It's not long. It's like a good amount.
You know, I guess we'll get to it, but let's jump in.
Wait, cast.
Oh, go.
Anne Hathaway as Ella Enchanted, our title character. Hugh Dancy as Prince Charmont. Carrie Elwes as Sir Edgar, the prince's evil uncle and current king. Steve Coggan as the voice of Heston, Edgar's pet snake and royal advisor. Eric Idle as the narrator / storyteller. Aidan McArdle as Slannon, an elf who wants to become a lawyer. Jimmy Mystery as Benny, Mandy's boyfriend who has been turned into a magical book. Minnie Driver as Mandy, a household fairy who lives in Ella's home. Vivica A. Fox as Lucinda Perryweather. I don't know why I thought it was Periwinkle. Whatever. Vivica A. Fox as Lucinda Perryweather, a misguided and often unhelpful fairy who literally sucks. Lucy Punch as Hattie, one of Ella's cruel stepsisters who is obsessed with Prince Charmont. Jennifer Hyman as Olive, Ella's other dim-witted stepsister and the younger sister to Hattie. Did you know the giant? I'll talk about it later.
Heidi Klum?
Yeah.
Is that who she's supposed to be?
That's Heidi Klum.
I was looking at the cast. I was like, Heidi Klum.
I was like, clearly I didn't know what Heidi Klum looked like.
I've
seen this movie 1,000 times, and like I was like,
there's
pretty blonde-haired woman.
I literally was thinking the same thing. I was like, do I know who Heidi Klum is?
I was like, have I ever seen Heidi Klum before? Because I've seen this movie.
I'm like, are we sure?
I watched this movie like 7 times leading up to this recording, and at no point was I like, oh my god, that's Heidi Klum.
Like, if I would have bet my life on it that she wasn't in this movie.
I would have bet my life that was a nobody. Whoever that woman.
I was the same thing. I was like, Heidi Klum. I was just about to actually, do we know who Brumhilda is? Because I was like, until you said that, I didn't know who she was.
Who's Brumhilda?
I didn't know who I didn't know possibly who she was. So the story begins with baby Ella Enchanted. Enchanted is the town that she lives in the kingdom of Lamar.
No, Lamay.
No,
they say it 1,000 times. Lamar
or Lamay, depending on what part of Frel you're from. You say it in a different accent.
Lamon.
We see Ella's mother and household fairy Mandy taking care of Ella. Her father is downstairs reading the newspaper, and they're all chilling.
Oblivious father to ever exist.
Yes, and then they are disturbed when the misguided fairy godmother Lucinda Perryweather arrives. Knowing the reputation of Lucinda, they try to hide her because they know that she is no good. She gives the worst, gifts, and to avoid this, they try to hide Ella in the closet. It doesn't work out. Lucinda finds her and she grabs baby Ella and she's like, "Oh my god, this baby won't stop crying. I give you the gift of obedience." And she tells her, "Stop crying." She stops crying. Go to sleep. She goes to sleep. Wake up. She wakes up.
What? And then, of course,
her parent,
the mom, and Mandy, the household fairy, are like, what the fuck are you doing?
It's a terrible gift.
It's like, this is a terrible gift. No child ever wants to deal with this. It's a horrible thing, being told what to do, and then you actually have to obey it. Oh Take it back. And she says that I could turn her into a squirrel instead. And they're like,
okay,
fine.
It's a great gift.
Great gift. Gee, thanks. And now they're stuck with this baby who's obedient.
There should be like a department you can report her to, because what the hell?
She is literally
lock her up.
The worst. If I wrote this play, movie, book, novel, her ending, her story would be would be kaput.
And she fell off the face.
She would be eaten by the ogres.
Right.
Her.
She turned herself into like a flower, and that's
she
how
doesn't
she
have the comeuppance that she deserves for being.
That's true. A terrible
drunk, druggy fairy.
Yes,
because that's what
no one likes her.
No one likes her. Nobody likes her. She's a drunk. Sure, she's on drugs. Yeah. Xanax.
She drinks something. She drinks and flies.
She's the worst.
She doesn't care about anybody but herself.
So she's like, "Oh my goodness, it's the perfect gift. Ha ha ha! You're welcome. I just gave you the most obedient child. You're welcome. If you don't like it, I can turn her into a squirrel." And they're like, "Fine, we'll live with it. Goodbye." So as we see baby Ella, growing up.
11.
She's a young girl, young lad. Mm-hmm. The narrator's like, yeah, she was obedient, but her heart made her super sweet.
Very nice.
She meets her friend, her BFF. Not Aortha.
Arenda.
No.
Areida. Arenda? Arita.
She's at the playpen at school, at the park, whatever. She's hanging out. She sees her soon-to-be BFF, Arita, being bullied. I think because she's Indian?
Yes.
Because they're like, go back to where you came from. So,
right. Their version of wherever Indian is in this fairy tale land.
So, she's Indian. They're making fun of her for it. She's getting bullied for it. Ella comes to her defense. The girl who's bullying Arita tells Ella to bite her. What does Ella do? She obeys everything she's told. So she bites her. And they become BFFs. Next,
for life.
We see Ella. Everyone's at her house for her birthday party. She's like turning 12. Who knows? Auntie Fairy Mandy is like, dig into your cake. I'm going to go get some candles. What does she do? She digs into the cake. So her mom is like, all right, this is enough. We've got to tell this girl that she's forced to do.
I can't believe they went this long without telling her.
I know, that's a long time.
I guess she would probably told people when she was younger, but like, Jesus, I would have went crazy as a child. Like, what's wrong with me?
Right. Literally. So her mom and her aunt sit her down, or Auntie Mandy, whatever, Fairy Mandy. They sit her down. They're like, hey, you've got this gift. Not really, a curse, where you're forced to be obedient. She's like, I knew something was wrong with me. And then she petitions to her mom. She's like, can't you ask the fairy to take it back? And then her mom's like, we've tried. She's threatened to turn me and you into a squirrel and take away Auntie Mandy's,
eternal youth. And I need that, honey. I'm like 400 years old.
Mandy's like, I need my eternal youth,
I will die
I can't live without it. And then, so she's just has to go through life with this thing.
Deal with it. It's too damn bad. So years later, well, it's not that many years later. Maybe like the couple months.
Right.
Her mom.
As matters couldn't get worse.
Yeah.
Now her mom's freaking dying.
The plague.
She's on her deathbed.
She got a cut on her.
The black lung.
She got a cut on her thigh, never healed.
I think I have the black lung, Pop.
You've been down there for 6 hours.
So her mom's literally dying.
Yes.
And she's like, get well soon, please, mother. And then her mom's like, listen, only you, me, and Auntie Mandy know about the curse, okay? Your father doesn't even know, which is crazy.
How does he not notice? Did she not love him? Is he not a good man?
He's an absentee father. He sucks.
He has to be terrible for you.
He does not know what's going on.
That to your...
Like, why don't you know that?
Or just like, she's just like, I know that's your father and he loves you, but men are evil. So let's just not.
Right.
Let's just not open a can of worms. And that is deep and dark.
So she tells her they're the only three that know. And she gives her a command that she is not to tell anybody about the curse.
Which sucks.
And that's locked in.
Because I really wish Arita could have known at the very least. Because I think she would have,
I wish. But she tells her she doesn't want anybody using it against her, so she can't tell anybody. And then her mom dies.
As they do.
As they always do. Mm-hmm. Oh, I've got to put this in my notes. I'm making a list of it's really supposed to be Disney movies, but it's fine. We'll just make of every movie where a parent dies.
Edit.
And this one is going to be edited. Dead.
Mom. I will say, at least they kill. Usually it starts off with the mom dead. rarely does a mom die within like the first 10 minutes of the movie. Like we get to see her, so it's nice.
That's true
to see them.
So now, fast forward, Ella looks like she's about 16, 17, maybe
Strange
18.
Magic.
So we no longer get young Ella. We get full adult Anne Hathaway Ella. Gorgeous, stunning girl looking at herself in the mirror. So her father calls her downstairs. He tells her, look, honey, I'm married. You're married, she says. He's like, yeah, I went off and got married. Like, what?
Just it's about business, babe.
And he's like, look, is this lady? She's got money. We really need it. We're poor right now. Look, she'll be a great mother figure. She's got 2 young daughters about your age. It'll be fine.
Oh, it won't. How dare you?
Boy, did he feel her a crock of shit.
Right.
It's the worst scenario possible.
But not only did he tell her this surprising news, like they arrive in like 5 seconds. Like it's just
right. He's like, hey, I'm married. By the way, they'll be here in 5 minutes to ruin your life.
Yeah, I was trying to put it off until I thought, was the best time. But since they're about to arrive,
right,
better late than never.
I thought I'd tell you on the wedding day, but better I tell you the day they move in. Welcome, happy,
terrible man,
new family, modern family,
right?
Awful. So moments later. After he tells her that he's now married, now his newfound wife and his newfound stepdaughters pull up to the crib. They are obviously ugly, rude, mean, and vile.
Yeah, and shocked by the size of this tiny home.
Very disappointed to find out that they live in a cottage and not a castle. The mother, Dame Olga, which is her name, she gets out of the chariot. And she's like, there must be some mistake when she sees the cottage.
Yeah.
Hattie and Olive are like, what the hell is this? And then out emerges the dad. He greets them. Then Ella comes out. She introduces herself. She's like, hey, I'm Ella. And
she's being very positive.
They're looking at her in disgust. They hate her.
They jealous.
Arrival.
She's cute. She's young.
They're haters.
She's Anne Hathaway.
They're hating from outside the club.
Yes.
What I literally didn't notice until like the 3rd time I watched this movie today. Her name is Ella.
Oh, Fro.
For Cinderella.
Oh.
You didn't know that either.
She's like, you didn't catch that, did you?
It escaped your mind.
Yeah.
I was like, oh. Because I was like, this movie is based off of Cinderella, but I was like, why is her name not Cinderella? I'm like, her name's Ella. Nah.
That's good. Good one,
Ella,
guys.
Cinderella.
Cool. Love
Genius.
it. Ella
Frel.
I always thought her name was Ella Frel.
Yeah.
Not Ella Frel.
That too. I didn't know it was of O-F.
And
the place Frel. So they make their way into the home, and poor Ella quickly has to adjust to this new lifestyle and this dynamic that she has to now endure.
Yes.
So Hattie and Olive are in, I guess, their room unpacking their clothes. They're putting up posters of the current prince, Prince Char, all over their wall. And Ella's like, what's with the posters? And they're like, hello, it's Prince Char, the hottest thing to ever live. And then Hattie's like, I'm the president of his fan club and all of these things. And then Ella's like, not into him.
He's handsome. I just want to point out. He's good. He's
a heartthrob.
You know what? I think I like a bad boy. Like he's a good looking, but I just like a bad boy. He doesn't do it for me. But he good to look at.
Does it for me in this movie because his look fits like the whole prince and big and fluffy sleeves, and I have a sword,
and he's not ugly.
Yeah,
but it's just It doesn't like. It's good. He's handsome, but just not for me. I just love. I think Freaky Friday.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Him, just like,
well, he's gorgeous. They don't make him like you can't. It'd be hard. So you'd be hard pressed to find a man finer than Chad Michael Murray.
So cute.
You search the earth and you can't find him.
Gorgeous.
That's a fine mother lover.
Right.
You'd be hard pressed to find somebody better looking than him. You ain't gonna figure it out.
Came out the womb. He's like, I'm gonna be an actor
because I'm gorgeous. Yeah. Came out the womb stunning. Came out the womb with a jawline.
Exactly.
Anywho, so they're like, look, we're the president of the fan club. Then Hattie begins to unpack her clothes. She looks at the closet and she's like, what is this? And none of my clothes can't fit in here.
I mean, it wasn't even a
It was
closet.
like a wardrobe. It was a nook. Yeah, the nook.
I was like, I can't fit in here.
Well, put it in the dresser. I don't know what you want me to do.
Keep your bags
and then Ella's like, tough tits. Like, what do you want me to do? And then Hattie's like, show us your closet. Her, of course, having to do everything she's told. She shows her the closet. I love it how every time she gets a command, she like straightens up and it's like a shock that goes through her body. It's like,
I also really like how she tries to be disobedient. I feel like a lot of these movies where it's like, I'm the good girl and you just do as they told. I'm so sad. But she's like, I mean, the best of her ability. She has an attitude and I really like it. And she talks back.
I mean
there's only so much she can do.
There's only so much.
But I hate those movies where it's like, people are mean to you and you're like, ha, ha, ha.
And they just take it.
Yes, and you're like, of course.
Yeah.
Like Cinderella.
She fights back.
She fights back. I like that for her.
So they go into Ella's room. Then they see the closet and they're like, okay, this will do. But then Hattie's like, we're going to have to take out some of your clothes. And then Hattie notices a necklace that Ella is wearing. And then she's like, oh, but what's this? I like this little number. And she's like, let me have it. And then Ella's like, no, it's my mother's. Please don't touch it. And then Hattie's like, look, it could be your welcome gift to me. And then Ella's like, no. And then Hattie's like, okay, that's enough. Hand it over. And what does she do?
She has to hand it over.
She has to hand it over. And then Hattie's like even shocked herself. She was like, oh, well, that was easy. She's like, aren't you hospitable?
Like, I really wish they would have probably fought like the first week, like physically fought, because Ella's about that life.
I think you're giving her a lot of credit.
I don't think she would have done I think she would have stood her ground and it would have been a problem.
I think you're giving her a lot of credit. Like, no. I think she has a little bit of like free speech and whatever, but I really don't. I think she would have took it.
No, I don't think so.
I still think she would have been her little flunky.
I don't think so. I was definitely not flunky.
Not flunky. Flunky's the wrong word.
Yeah. I don't know. I think Ella is feisty, honey.
Not feisty enough for Hattie. Nonetheless, she forks over her mother's necklace to Hattie. And
she got the necklace, she got the closet. And in the next scene, we see the two girls at community college. So I guess they go
to community college. So I guess they're college age, 18.
Yeah, this is true. So they're in debate class, and the topic
This girl loved a debate.
She loved debate, yes.
She always in debate. She was debating in Princess Diaries.
That's so true. That's very true.
She loved to play a princess. Yes. She loved to debate.
She's a natural. But this movie she did way better.
But yeah, this movie she's actually debating well.
But the topic seems to be something with the king and how they treat the ogres and the fairy tale creatures. We learned from Ella that after the King Char's father died,
Farron or something like that.
Allegedly he was killed by a bunch of ogres. She makes a point to say allegedly because we don't know for a fact if that happened. And ever since then, there's been like a segregation between humans and non-human creatures, like giants and ogres and elves.
Like Shrek.
Humans took over their land.
A Democrat and Hattie's a Republican.
Yes. And
Ella's liberal.
Not only is
left-winged.
Not only is Ella liberal, she about their life. Like, she's a protester.
She wouldn't even be a Democrat. She's a member of the Green Party.
Yes. Yes. She sits down with both of them. And then, of course, Hattie is the opposition. She's like, Prince Charles amazing. I love the free labor that we get from.
Ella's like, well, it's free because they're being forced into slavery.
And you know what I hate about this part? Right before she talks, Hattie, she's got Ella's necklace in her mouth. She's swishing it around her mouth. Disgusting.
No respect.
Down with her.
So they're going back and forth. Ella's like, I think my opponent is more concerned about, what'd you say?
Horny.
Oh, it's more concerned about Chin
Char.
Prince Char's butt than his politics. And then, this is very pivotal, Hattie turns to Ella and says, why don't you just admit that you're stupid and you don't know what you're talking about? And Ella, of course, receiving a command, says, I'm stupid and I don't know what I'm talking about. And then Hattie's like, hold on now. Now this is weird. Everything I've been telling you to do, you've been doing. So she follows up and she's like, stick out your tongue, Ella. So she sticks out her tongue. And then Hattie's like, she's cracked the case. She knows. She wins the debate because the professor says Ella's not taking it seriously. And Hattie's just like still like reeling from the fact that this girl is saying and doing everything I tell her to.
I have a lot of questions. First of all, how has no one ever recognized this?
No, that's literally like I could. How is this possible? Her friend, her best friend, doesn't know.
And also, does everyone else not get gifts? I mean, is this like a foreign? Like, I'd have been like, oh, this girl got a crazy gift.
Yeah, why?
Obviously, that's what happened.
Yeah, that's so true.
Like, why does no one else? Does no one else get gifts
from fairies?
Right, because I'm like,
everyone else probably gets normal gifts. That's why that are useful.
But I feel like it should be like, oh, I wonder if she got a bad. What's your fairy godmother? Oh, she got a bad gift from Lucinda. If everyone knows who Lucinda is, and she's a terrible person.
That's true. But I guess, when everyone else is getting normal gifts from their fairy godmother.
What was Hattie's gift?
Hatred, the gift in it.
Confident.
Overly confident.
Yeah, let's go negative. Yes.
Wrongfully confident.
Confidence. I feel like any fucking gift could almost go bad.
No, literally. So maybe we should just axe the whole thing. Yeah. Stop getting gifts from these freaking fairies.
I feel like in today's time, it's illegal to give out gifts. They were like,
as a fairy, yeah, like we've actually outlawed that because too many things have gone awry. So Hattie's onto her. She knows that she is forced to do everything that she says. Yes. So moving forward after the debate class.
Next time we see Prince Char. He's in his carriage with his uncle, Sir Edgar, and Sir Edgar's pet snake, Heston.
And Prince Char is asking him, he's like reading a magazine. He's like, he turns to his uncle and he's like, Uncle, do I really have to go to this mall opening? I love how he's going to a mall opening. Of all the things. Not like another, not like a ball or like another like
jousting event or something.
Or not even like another beheading. Coronation of like somebody else in another kingdom. We're going to a mall opening.
He's doing publicity, honey.
Yes. So his uncle's like, yeah. He's like, you do have to go. And he's like, but I'm not even king. You are. And he's like, yeah, but not for long. In 1 week's time, you will take over the throne. He's saying all of this. And he's like, we've got to, look good in front of the people. We've got to show face. We've got to put up a united front. Because he's like, look, while you're away at school, the kingdom, things have gone awry. The ogres are getting more aggressive. The giants have been tripping. And then Prince Charles like, the giants are tripping? He's like, what are you talking about? The giants have always been peaceful. And then King Edgar is like, yeah, the ogres were peaceful too until they ripped your father into shreds.
I cannot. I like Char, but I cannot stand him.
Why? I literally love him.
Because he's kind of a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Like
a bit oblivious.
Open your brain. Like, he's just like...
Now that you say it, he is a bit oblivious.
Like, do you read a book?
What happens when you're privileged?
But he's also reading
a bubble.
He's also reading a newspaper. Are you reading it? Because do you not know what's going on, like current events?
If you look at the newspaper, I think he's on the cover of it. I think he's reading like a teen magazine.
He must... That's probably the problem.
He's reading like
Is no one talking shit to you at school?
Right. Like, he was far away. Really, they're in Ireland. He must be in, like, I don't know, Scotland. He's far away.
It pisses me off. Like, maybe if he was, like, 12, but, like...
That's white privilege.
I'm like,
that's white privilege for you.
When I was... like, sir, like... but I do get it. Like, your dad died, your uncle, you trust him, but, like, also...
Both your parents are dead, whatever.
Get a brain.
Crimea
River.
But
my also thing that I don't like is that he seems to not be interested in being king. It seems like even... Before anything happened, his uncle was still going to rule. Like, he was just going to be the face of it, and his uncle was going to make all the decisions. And I'm just like, so you didn't... Like, what were you going to do? You're done with school.
Yeah.
He
doesn't want this life.
Yeah, because I don't think his uncle was going to kill him technically until later
You didn't think so?
I don't think he was. Because I think
he might not.
Because I think his uncle was like, I got him wrapped around my finger. The dude's an idiot.
Oh, and then he's like, now he's got this girl feeding him ideas.
Yeah.
So now I got to get rid of this girl.
Yeah, and him. Yeah.
That's fair.
Because, I mean, he was stupid.
Because I thought he was going to kill him.
Right. Because he's like...
He's dumb. You can play him like a fiddle. Yeah. That's very true.
And he didn't take him seriously until he was like, I'm going to marry her. He said...
He's like, oh, shit.
He's like, oh, you want to die. Okay. So cut to the grand opening of the... What is it? The mall. We see Hattie and Olive there, along with like his Char's fan group. The uncle comes out. He's like, "Hello, everybody."
Think of this as if Justin Bieber is going to
but the first person to walk out is like his manager that we don't know, and we're like,
the first person to walk out is like Usher, and we're like, "Step aside, Usher. Yes. We're here for Justin.
We're 13. Move out the way."
So they're at the mall opening. King Edgar,
Sir Edgar.
I keep on calling him, but he's like the king, right?
No.
He's
the uncle.
He's not the king.
No, he's a Sir Edgar.
He's not the king of this place.
Mm-mm.
He's wearing crowns and stuff.
He's a sir.
Whatever. Sir Edgar.
That's just how it works.
Out. He acting like the king. Sir Edgar comes out and he's like, "Thank you all for being here." Me and my nephew, the girls go crazy. They're like, "Oh my God, Prince Char, shut up, bring him out there." Char comes out. The girls are going crazy. Ella and Arita are there, but they are not there to see Prince Char at this mall opening. They are there to protest the genocide that is happening to ogres and the stealing of the land that is happening to the giants.
Yes.
They're shouting words. I don't know what the hell they're saying.
Down with the ogre law, something like that.
They're like, "No, stop ogrecide." But it says like, it's supposed to be like genocide or something like that. Now, what Arita is saying, I don't know what the hell she's saying. Something about land or something like that.
Give their land back.
It's like, but she's saying it so quick you can't understand it. You can't make it out. Neither of them. I'm like, what are they saying?
I got it.
Anywho,
you know what they're saying, but you get the message.
You get the gist of their message. Yeah. Then Hattie and Olive, of course, being number one fans of Prince Char, are in the crowd. They see Ella hooping and hollering, protesting. So Hattie goes up to her and she's like, "Ella, what are you doing here? You're embarrassing us." And then Hattie tells Ella she knows what's up. She knows her little secret. And she turns to her and she says, "Go home now." And then Ella turns to Aretha and she's like, "I've got to go." And Aretha like, "Be for real. Come on. We just got here. The protest just started."
The hope that Aretha could give. She was like, she's not going anywhere.
I know. Poor thing. So, meanwhile, the crazy fans in the stands, one of them asks Prince Char while he's out on stage, waving, smiling, looking just handsome. Babies. She's like, hey, Prince Char. And she's like, "Are you a fast runner?" And he's like, "No, not particularly. Why?" "Get him!" They chase him. Real 1990s,
Mob?
What's it called? Boy band style.
I don't know where you're going. Okay.
Yeah. Real NSYNC, Backstreet Boys type. Let's follow the heartthrob. So now he has a mob of teenage girls chasing after him, and he's on the run. He's running from them.
He takes off. And luckily, for him, not for her.
Can we point out his running?
Huh?
Can you don't know his running.
Can I what?
Can we point out his running? Did you not take note of the way he was running? Oh my God. He looked like a deer who just learned how to walk for the first time. Like, he's literally going from like the left to the right. He's running in like a zigzag. Zigzag. Like he's drunk. I'm like, what is wrong with him?
He's trying to avoid the bullets.
And then when he said he's not a fast runner, oh baby, he meant it. Because he looks ridiculous.
Something wrong with him. He's annoying.
His run is horrible.
Is he not even athletic?
Someone who knows how to joust and fight with a sword and could do all this, why you don't know how to run normally? Not even fast, just normal.
Why don't you know how to run normal?
Standard running.
What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you?
It's absurd.
I ditched the fan club because he runs stupid. I'm like, I'm out.
Yeah, I'm out. I'm not part of the fan club anymore.
I'm not doing this
because he doesn't know how to run.
Because he doesn't know how to run.
He can't run.
He can't run, guys.
It was ridiculous. So he's running like an idiot. Meanwhile, Ella's walking home, and he runs into her. And he bumps her, he grabs her, and she's
covers
like,
her
hello.
mouth.
Yeah, he covers her mouth.
Could you imagine a man coming up to you? He was like,
Right. So he bumps into her, knocks her down. Then he yanks her, hides her behind like this boulder. And nice boulder. The girls keep running because they can't find him. So then Ella's like, excuse me, hello, Prince Charmont. And then he's like, oh. He gets a good look at her.
Well.
And he's like, call me Char. He's instantly in love with her.
Yes.
Instantly. Can I just point out, he is so in love with her. Like, I love how much he loves her.
And then when he found out that she not fucking with him.
And then when he found out she didn't want him, oh, baby.
He's like, it's over.
He's like, oh my goodness.
I married this girl.
You're hot and you don't want me? That only makes me want you more. I already wanted you, but now I want you even more, knowing that you're not interested in me. Do you know how crazy that makes me feel? Oh my God. I'm obsessed with you.
Do you know how crazy that makes me feel?
Jesus. So he gets a look at her and he's like, oh, call me Char. And then she's like, whatever, I'm not calling you anything. And I'm not going to curtsy either. She has an attitude upon arrival. She's like, I'm not going to curtsy either. And he's like, well, you can curtsy or not. I don't care. And he's like, yeah. Normal.
So I don't know how they get on topic, but she starts attacking him for the way he treats the kingdom, and he goes on he's like, well,
she's walking off. She's walking away from him, and then he tells her to come back. She has to do it. And he's like, what's your name? And she's like, Ella Frel. And he's like, well, Ella Frel, what's your beef with me? And he's like, you pillage people's lands, you force elves into entertainment, you put giants into slavery. This is my problem with you.
He's like, whoa. I want peace upon Middle East, bro.
Yeah, he's like, I just want peace upon the nations and everything.
Right. I don't know how it's going to happen and who's in charge of that, but that's what I want.
And then she's like, okay, so what's your plan to get it done? And then he's like, and she's like, yeah, that's
talk to my uncle. You should really talk to him.
Exactly.
It stars me
every time he's like, yeah, just talk to my uncle because I don't know.
What did you do at school?
He's been at school. He doesn't know what's going on. He's been getting educated this whole time.
Educated to have a brain.
How to not run.
Oh my God. No, I have no run. It drives me insane.
So she's like, yeah, that's what I thought. You don't have a plan for the kingdom. I'm walking away. And then as she's leaving, she's like, oh, where's my purse? And then he's like, oh my God, you left it. Don't move. I'll go get it for you.
But he tells her not to move in the middle of the road.
So, I mean, in his defense, he would obviously not know that she's cursed. You would think like, oh, here comes a carriage and a horse that's about to pummel you. You can move. Anywho.
As one would hope.
He tells her not to move. Of course, now she cannot move. She's stuck in the middle of the road. While she's standing there, stuck, waiting for her purse.
Oh no.
She hears... It's a horse and carriage, and she is about to get trampled because they are coming very quickly,
Prince Charmont,
very steadily, and she's calling him. She's like, Prince Charmont, Prince Charmont, and he's not coming, and like literally within an inch of her life, she's like literally 0.2 seconds away from getting trampled to death. He comes, he pushes her to the ground again, saving her. And then she's like, oh my God, just knocked me over for the second time.
How dare you?
And then he's like, well, why wouldn't you move? And she's like, well, I would have. And I was about to, but then you knocked me over.
If you gave me one more second, I could have done it.
And then he's like, well, is this a thank you I get for saving your life? And she's like, you don't get any thank yous for me. Get out of here.
So they're chit-chatting, they're mingling, they're sitting by each other.
They're still talking after all this?
Yes.
What is the dialogue here?
Those damn ogres, man. How you treat them is terrible. And then Hattie and Olive.
Ella, come here. She's like, what are you doing? She's like, stop flirting with him. Another command.
I like her face when she says stop flirting with him. It's just like, it's like she doesn't jump. She's like, whatever.
Great actress.
Yeah.
Great actress. She
was her face. I don't know.
Literally read the emotions on her face.
She's like, okay.
She does a great job. So Hattie tells her to stop flirting with Prince Char, and that she will be the one at his coronation, not her.
And she says, Ella and Olive, back to the ball. Go back to the ball.
With Olive, she tells her. And so Hattie takes it upon herself to use this as an opportunity to talk to Prince Charmont.
But unfortunately, she just fangirls. You know what? That just doesn't do it for me, girl. So I gotta go.
He just said he doesn't like when girls like him. He likes girls that don't like him.
Shouldn't he have security?
He should.
Where's the security?
Well, he was running.
The security should keep up with him.
Should have kept the girls away from him. You're right.
And they should check it back with him because I could kill the prince right here, right now.
And then that'd be the end of it.
Yeah.
So then he is very uncomfortable, and he tells Hattie, he's like, just tell Ella that I'll be in touch.
Yes.
And then what does he do? He runs off ridiculously again. He's flailing his arms all in the air,
He does run. That running I do remember.
It was ridiculous.
It's acting.
Did they tell him to run like that?
Yeah, probably. I wonder if he's like a
It's so uncoordinated.
If he's a Broadway actor. I've never seen him in anything else before.
He's in Shopaholic. Confessions of a Shopaholic.
Oh yes, I see it. That is him, huh?
He's in that movie.
But
outside of those 2 films, I haven't seen him in anything.
He seems very Broadway. I don't know. But next we see Ella back at the mall. She met up with Arita. Arita? Mm-hmm. And Arita's basically being like,
"Where'd you go?
Where'd you go?" Ella tells her, "I met the prince." No biggie. She's like,
and then Arita's like, "What?" And then Ella's like, "Yeah, I met him. But look, I don't want to talk about it. Olive and Hattie were there. It was just like weird." And then Arita's like, "Why do you always do what Hattie tells you to do?" And I was like, "That's not true. I don't do that." Arita tells her, "Admit it. Tell the truth." She's like, Ella's like, "You're right. I do."
Poor thing. So
she has no other choice.
Yes. So Ella and Anita are talking. They're chit-chatting. Arita. What did I say? Arita are chit-chatting. And then Ella sees Hattie and Olive off to the side. Olive and Hattie are discussing, or Hattie's discussing. She goes to Olive. She's like, "Have you noticed anything weird
about Ella?" And then like, Olive is like, "No, not really." And she's like, "Have you ever noticed that at night the sun goes down, and when it's light outside, the sun is up?" And then Olive is like, "Oh, that's because of Ella." She's like, "No,
never shut the hell up."
But says Hattie.
Hattie's like, "Okay, I'm going to test out my theory that I think everything I say that, or everything that she's told to do, she does." So she calls over Ella, who is trying to hide, but she's like, "Come over." And then, of course, Ella comes over, and she's like, "Still that." She grabs it, she puts it in her purse. She's like, "Oh, this is fun. Still that."
And then Olive is like, "I want to try." And she's like, "Still that potion bottle and that pen." And then Ella's like, "Okay, that's enough. Please stop."
She's like, "One more thing." She's like, "Still that." And she points to some glass slippers, very Cinderella style, you know, the glass heels. And she's like, "Still that." And I was like, please,
God,
please
no,
don't make me freaking do it.
And she's like, "Well, since you asked, steal it." So she tries to steal them. Of course, she is caught by one of the mall security guards. And,
finally, she stole like 8 things.
Right. And he tells her to stop, and then he tries to seize her. And
she's caught. She's done. Under the jail she goes.
Right. After,
some running
that she does, she eventually gets caught.
Yeah.
And she's arrested. So,
ouch.
At the house, I guess after she's released on bond, Dame Olga is being so dramatic, and she's like, "Oh my God, a thief in my own family.
Yep.
I could die," she says. And Mandy's sitting there rolling her eyes. Ella is sitting there rolling her eyes. And Mandy's like, "Well, maybe she was put up to it." And she looks at Hattie. And then Hattie notices from the window that Aretha is approaching the house.
Is Aretha?
Arita. What did I say?
Aretha Franklin.
It's whatever. Arita. The A girl. The girl with the A name. Jesus. Arita is approaching the house. So Hattie gets an idea. And then she's like, "Maddie's right, Mom. Ella was put up to it." And then, Ella looks kind of confused, like, "Where are you going with this?"
Right.
And Hattie tells Ella to tell Dame Olga that it was Arita who put her up to it. And then Ella's like, no, please. And then Dame Olga's like, "Go on, say it. Who told you to do it?" And then Ella was like, reluctantly, she says, "It's Arita." And then Dame Olga's like, "How dare she? What the nerve? You are never to see her again." And then Arita arrives. She knocks at the door. Dame Olga is like, "How dare she show her face here in my home now? Tell her that you never want to see her again." And then Heidi chimes in and says, "Tell her that you would also never be friends with an Aorthian." Whatever the hell that is.
She just called her the N-word.
I guess it's a brown person. I don't know.
I would never be friends with an Aorthian.
So
which is not a real thing.
Ella and Maddie are begging Dame Olga. They're like, please, there must be another way. Please stop. And then Dame Olga's like, just do it. So Ella answers the door. Arita's at the door. Arita's like, oh my goodness, thank God you're okay. She's like, thank God, you're fine, blah, 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 blah. Ella pushes away, and Arita's like, what's wrong? And then she's like, Ella's like, I never want to see you ever again. And Arita's like, haha, funny, big whoop, nice joke. And then she's like, I'm serious. And then she's like, but we're best friends. Yeah, and then Ella's like, I could never be friends with an Aorthean.
And she's just like, just let me close the door.
That whole
face,
scene,
please.
I just like hate it. And she's like whimpering and whining and crying. I'm like, oh,
she's got that like robe on.
Yeah, I'm like, say it with your chest. God.
No, she didn't mean it. So sad.
So she has now sent off her best friend and
only friend at this point.
Her only friend, and she's all sad and depressed. Yeah. So she's upstairs in her room with Mandy, and she's saying like, the curse has made me do some bad things before, but this is by far the worst. And she's headed up to here. She's like, I can't live like this. I need to find Lucinda and ask her to take back this gift, which isn't a gift; it's a curse.
Yes, I love how we didn't have to see the bullying too much. I like how we saw a little bit of it and let's wrap this up.
Yeah.
Because it's cringe, and I'm glad
is.
I'm glad we had to sit through too much. That's one of the things I like about the movie.
Agreed, 100%.
Yes, I'm like, okay, great.
That's why I like it. It's quick and to the point.
Yeah.
Like, even when she goes in to kill him, like, she's in jail, they get her out. He's like, he saves her anyway. That's why I love this movie. It's just like
10 minutes left, and like, they wrap the shit up.
And he's
I love
like,
it.
you know what? She tried to kill me. I still love this girl.
And I believe it.
I buy it.
I buy every second of it.
I'm buying what they're selling.
But yes, Mandy is like, I agree. You need to go find Lucinda. But before you go, I want to give you something to help you along your way, which is a book that so happens to be not Lucinda's, Mandy's boyfriend, Benny, who she accidentally turned him into a book when she was trying to give him a haircut.
I don't even know how you could get a book out of a haircut.
She's so bad at it. Maybe I guess she's just made to do household. Damn, but a hair trim seems easy. I don't know what she's doing.
We don't know what she's doing.
Yeah, in the beginning, she like tries to pick up a towel to bring it to her, and she
couldn't even do that. Yeah. So I'm like, what's your role here? Like, what are you good for?
Yeah, how long have you been alive, and how have you not?
If you have eternal youth, how have you not mastered simple household things?
Poor thing, yeah.
Jesus Christ, you're no better than friggin' Lucinda.
Right, exactly. Just
being a fairy, being a good fairy must be hard.
Oh my, she's literally not. She can't even use her skills to help her. She has to like unpack things with her hands. Like she's like, I'm just gonna do the normal way.
Who knows what will happen if I actually use magic to tend to the house? We might set it on fire.
Send her to school. Send her back to education. Because
send her back to fairyland.
At this point, we're doing her a favor.
We're doing the family a disservice.
Yes, it's a disgrace.
Anywho, so she gives Ella this book that happens to be Mandy's boyfriend, Benny. It's a talking book. He talks. And he's basically like a walking encyclopedia.
Yeah.
He can show you all these things. He can tell you where this is at and where that is at. And she's like, okay, cool. And she's like, you should take it with you on your journey to find Lucinda. So she opens up the book and she's like, okay, Benny, show me Lucinda. He shows her Lucinda in the book, and it looks like she is somewhere in some village collecting some items. She's doing some shopping. And then she's like, okay, Benny, where in the village, in the town is she?
Where is this?
That's the catch. Benny can't tell you where anybody is. He can only show you where they are.
Can only do so much, honey.
Useless.
It's gotta be useless.
So, using, context clues, deductive reasoning, it looks like she's in Giantville and she's going to a wedding because she's collecting a wedding registry, and she's tiny and everything else is gigantic and huge.
Yes.
So I was like, well, Benny, looks like we're going to Giantville. She packs up her belongings and she's out the door
that night
to get rid of the curse.
She's ready.
That night. Not just before she, leaves her stepsisters and her stepmother with poison ivy flowers.
For their photo shoot.
So,
I love that. See, she's cheeky.
Undercover. But
undercover.
To the face. She's
yes. Like, she tries her best.
So she embarks on her journey. She's walking through not the jungle, the forest.
The forest.
And she opens up Benny and she's like, hey, can you show me a map of the forest? He does it. And she says, okay, look, if we cut through here, through there, we can make it to Giantville in like 2 days.
Oh, Jesus Lord. 2 days.
I know, right? Crazy. So while they're walking, she hears like a man screaming and she's like, what's that? She goes to investigate. We see there is a elf man being held up or pinned up on a wheel, and two merrymen, robbers, I don't know. Merrymen. Two merrymen. I'm thinking of Robin Hood.
Yeah.
Two robbers playing or throwing darts at him.
Using him as target practice. Yeah. It's torture, honestly.
They're torturing him.
Yeah.
And then so Ella walks up on him and she's like, hey, what are you doing to this poor elf? Stop it.
Yeah.
And then they're like, who the hell do you think you are?
No, thank you, ma'am.
And she's like, you don't want to mess with me. I'm trained in the ancient art of origami. And then they're like, paper folding? And she's like, fuck.
I didn't think you knew what that was.
We all were dumb. I didn't think y'all were ever going to know what that is. And then, so...
Salen.
Salen. Such a weird name.
It is weird.
Salen. Slanton.
No, Harry. Slanton.
He is telling Ella, he's like, don't worry about him, sweetheart. Kick his butt. She kicks his butt. And then he's like, left jab, uppercut. And then she hits him with the left jab, uppercut.
No questions asked. He's like, yeah.
And he's like, don't forget about the karate chop, turbo, dragonfly move.
Yes.
She hits the karate chop, turbo, dragonfly move. And at this point, he's just calling out like karate moves.
Yes.
And she's doing them, and she's beating their ass. All thanks to him, which he doesn't know.
Yeah.
So they're like, okay, this chick means business. The robbers, they skirt. They're scared of her. She beats their butts. So then Ella goes to untie Slannon from the rotating wheel that these robbers had him on. He introduces himself. He's like, thank you so much. My name is Slannon Pim. Nice to meet you. And she's like, oh, nice to meet you. Well, Slannon, good luck. Gotta go. And he's like, wait.
Where you going, buddy?
Hey, where are you going? Like, you can't walk the forest by yourself. And she's like,
I think I can.
Oh, yeah, I kind of have plans. I have somewhere to be. And then he's like, well, we got to get dinner at least first. And she's like, no, I'm on a tight schedule. I've got to go. And he's like, oh, well, I see. Little Miss, I think I'm all that. You're too good to have dinner with an elf. And then she's like, no, it's not that. I just have somewhere to be. I would love to have dinner with you. And he's like, great. I've got a coupon. Let's go.
It was kind of creepy how he turned on her. He's like, oh, you think you're so much.
Yeah, he's like, you think you're so cool.
Like, sorry, I got things to do.
I don't know you.
So the next scene, we see Slanton. He's trying to sneak into his village. At one point, Ella is like, if you live here, why are we sneaking in? And he's like, you don't want to find out what happens when they notice you. 5 seconds later, a lady sees the two at the entrance. She's like, visitors! And all these elves come out and they're singing, let us entertain you. Let us make you smile. So they're dancing, they're singing. If you probably haven't gotten this yet, but Slanton doesn't like that singing and dancing crap. He's not into it. It's not his vibe. He doesn't want it. He wants, it's just not his judge.
Right.
Even though that's what elves are known for.
So they make their way into the restaurant. They're trying to avoid the singing and dancing elves, but they're unable to.
Jeremiah was a bullfrog.
They are harassing them at the table.
Friend of mine.
And Slannon reveals to Ella that he does not, although King,
Sir.
Sir Edgar has now forced all of the elves to be entertainers.
That's the only career path you can have.
That's all they can do. You can only work in the entertainment realm, nothing else. They're all required to do it. But he's like, Slannon's like, I don't do that. That's not what I want to do. That's not my inspirations. And he's like, I want to be a lawyer.
He's got it. He's kind of annoying. He likes to argue.
He's short.
He's short.
He's short. You know, he fits the lawyer look. He's a bit annoying, a bit angry, a bit aggressive. But he tells her, look, I want to be a lawyer. And
she's like, 2 thumbs up. I think you should.
She's like, I'm here for that. And
I think you should advocate.
She's like, why don't you? And he's like, bitch, Hello.
Right.
There's a literal law that I can't do anything other than sing and dance. And she's like, oh my God, yes, I completely forgot.
I've been focusing on the ogres. I forgot about the elves.
I was so busy focusing on the ogres. I forgot that literally all of you creatures are forced to do things that you don't want to do. So then he notices the book that Ella's been carrying around, which is Benny. And he's like, what's with this book?
Is it talking? Is it not talking? I'm confused.
Yeah. And he's like, is this your diary? Then he finds out that Benny is actually a talking book. And that she is looking for her godmother, Lucinda.
Yes. That's all you need to know.
That's all you need to know.
Need to know basis. So they finish dinner. Later on, as they're walking around, he's looking at the book and learning stuff. And then they notice a couple of elves that are being hauled away in the back of a carriage. And the elves look very sad. And Slayton tells Ella that they are going to the coronation ball and they're being forced to sing and dance for the prince. And then at his coronation. And to that, Ella is like, you know what? You need to go to see the prince or the king or the sir.
And petition to become a lawyer and drop these stupid rules. And then he's like, be for real. How you think that's going to work?
She's like, no, come on.
She's like, look, I've met Prince Charmont, and he's actually not bad, and I don't think he's anything like his uncle. Slanted to be like, you know what? You're right. I'm gonna come with you, and I'm gonna petition to become a lawyer.
He should.
Because, what's her name? Ella's going to Giantville to find Lucinda, and then on the way there, Slannon is gonna go to Le Mans
to be the prince.
To petition, lawyerism.
Yes. But back at home, we see Elga and her daughters. They're being sneaky. They're going through Ella's stuff, even though she just left like 6 hours ago.
Literally. They're already going through her stuff.
And then Mandy walks in the room. She's like, what are y'all doing with that? Ella's stuff. Before she could dive into that, she has a letter in her hand and she hides it behind her back really swiftly. But Olga sees it. She's like, what is that? She's like, it's nothing. And then Olga's, of course, is like, give it here. She hands over the letter to Olga, and Olga sees that it is an invitation from Prince Char himself inviting Ella to his coronation ball.
And then Dame Olga is like, he invited that little twit. And then she tells her daughters, Heidi and Olivia, and she's like, girls, pack your bags. I think I've found another chance at your new future husband.
What are the invitation rules? Is it like plus 8?
Yeah, I'm like, what do you mean? Like, her name is on the invitation.
Exactly.
None of y'all's names are on there. Why do y'all think y'all are
invited? And this is, I know it's not the president's house, but it's like the president's, it's a White House.
Yeah.
Kids walking here.
This is you going to the inauguration of the president and trying to sit front row.
Bro, exactly.
No. You
gotta
sit
in
the bag.
Not only are you not Ella, who the other girls is?
Right.
There's 8 people with you.
So she tells them, pack the bags, we're going to the coronation.
So that morning, as Ella and Slannon are continuing their journey, they're in the forest, they're walking. They hear like a twig and they're like, oh, it's a bunny. We're good. They hear another twig and they're like, it's another bunny. But no, it's ogres. And it's not green and cute like Shrek with layers. Well, they do have layers. But they are giving, I want to eat you right now. They're angry.
They're huge. We see their butt
blue.
cracks.
Yes.
And they're blue. And the head ogre's name is Nish. And he's like, I am the ogre Nish, and I'm going to eat you.
Get to the point.
Here's my whole thing. So they're like, okay.
Ogres aren't bad.
Yeah, she's like, ogres aren't bad. And then they're like.
Like they eat people, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I'm just like, confused. Okay. You're saying like, oh, free the ogres and stuff, but like they really do. They might have not eaten King Farin or Prince Char's dad or whatever, but he about to eat you. So they do in fact eat people.
Right.
So I'm like, did they start eating people after
the
they
fact?
Got accused of eating people?
Right. That's a good
question.
They
just like you're like, well, fine, you're accusing us of eating people. We might as well eat
I
them.
had the same question.
Yeah, I'm just like,
eating people is
bad. People, though.
Yeah, because he does make a point. He was like, it seems like he's trying to get revenge on humans by eating them because they've taken his land. Like he hates. Like, I would never help a human, but also, were y'all eating humans before? Was it an easy scapegoat? Is this something y'all do every now and again?
Yeah, I don't get it.
Real me this. Are you falling into your stereotype? I don't know.
What's going on?
You're like, we used to just eat deers, but if y'all gonna...
Now we're eating human flesh. Yeah. So he's like...
Thank you.
Ogre Nish is like, hey, which way y'all want to be prepared? Y'all want to be, sauteed, boiled, grilled, cooked?
Sir.
Either way, don't matter to me. And then Ella's like, hi, excuse me, my name is Ella. I actually hosted a rally for you guys a couple of days ago at the mall. Did you hear about it? How about you don't cook us? We're really nice people. And then Nish is like, no. We're going to eat you. And then so they tie Ella up. But before they tie her up, he tells her, don't speak and don't move. So, ties her up, puts her body on top of a boiling cauldron. Meanwhile, Slannon is tied up to a tree. And she's just dangling there.
The way she plays dead is perfect. She's like,
she literally looks like a vegetable.
She's such a good actress.
So she's so good.
She's so good.
So
the way she does nothing is amazing.
While the ogres are, arguing over salt and pepper and if the water is hot enough to boil, here comes to save the day her knight in shining armor, Prince Charmont, on his horse and his sword, and he's like, leave her alone. Breakout ensues. He, unties her from the dangling tree that she's hanging from. He tells her to untie herself the rest of the way. Meanwhile, he's battling the ogres. And Ella is untying herself. Then she goes to untie Slannon. And then, it's like a battle royale between Prince Charmant and the ogres. But, of course, his fine ass comes out on top.
Period. But before he lets them go, he asks them, are you the ogres that killed my father?
And then Nish is like, King Farin was a good man. We lived in peace during his reign. Why would we kill him?
Yeah, maybe they stopped eating people during the reign. Maybe that was like their treaty.
They're like...
Like, we'll be peaceful. We won't eat humans.
Maybe, yeah. Peace. So, Prince Char is like, I'll spare your lives where you didn't spare his. Go find your breakfast elsewhere. So he's like, Nish is like, fine. If you eat maiden anyway, you're hungry an hour later.
I don't know if we should let them go if they were about to kill 2 people.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They're just going to go eat somebody else.
Yeah. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I appreciate him not killing them, but I don't know. I feel like we should maybe lock them up. I don't know. No. Not to go find somebody else to eat.
Right. Go eat other people.
It doesn't seem like a fix. So after the fight scene, Char makes a comment like, oh, I have to save you again, blah, 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 blah. Maybe since I'm going to Lamar and you're going to Giantsville, maybe let's travel together so I can keep you safe and I don't have to travel as far to save you.
It's less of a commute.
Yes.
He says. And then Ella's like, that's nice and all, but you really don't have to do that. And then Slan is like, are you crazy? Tell him to come with us. It's a command. He gives her a command, so she has to obey. So she tells him, yes, come with us. And Charmant is like, well, yeah, okay. Meanwhile, we see that not King, Sir Edgar Snake Heston is hiding away in Charmant's bag, spying on him.
How dare he? So, it's not good. So, as Prince Char and Ella are on the way to first Giantville, I guess, they're chit-chat
to find Lucinda.
They're talking. Slannon takes this opportunity to talk to the prince about petitioning to be a lawyer, and the prince is like,
that's not really my area of expertise.
Maybe you should talk to my uncle.
He's like, I, recommend that you talk to my uncle. I'm sure if you petition a worthy case, he'll consider reevaluating the law.
Have you ever talked to your uncle? He did one nice thing to you 20 years ago by sending you off to school.
Right. He murdered your father and decided to raise you. He's such a good man.
And that's not, what my advice would be? To talk to
the man who created the rule
about it. And I'm sure, how does he think? Who does he think is running it? He's like, surely my uncle, so soon after that.
If you put up a good argument, You know, he's not hard to convince.
Like, every time they see something terrible, he's like, I don't think my uncle knows about this. What do you think?
Why do you think it's like this?
He drives me insane. I'm like, oh my God, you're so pretty, but you're so gullible and stupid.
Girl, that's that privilege for you.
So after Ella hears this, she's like, ugh. This is why I don't like you.
She's like, what? What did I do? And she's like, you're about to become king. Yes. You have the power to change the world, and you don't even care. And he says to her, he's like, I didn't ask for this. This isn't what I wanted. This was just brought upon me.
For you.
And then she's like, do you think the elves want to entertain? Do you think the giants want to be slaves? Thanks to your uncle, there's a lot of people who don't have any say in the matter. And she's like, it's not good. It's not fun having to do something you don't want to do. Take it from somebody who knows, says Ella.
She runs off, or she doesn't run off. She horses off.
And he's like, oh, wait.
Away.
Hey, come back. I love you.
So he chases after her. And it seems like it's going to be one of those long things. But unfortunately, they run into the giants.
It comes to an abrupt halt.
Yes. When they see, they reach Giantville, and the first thing they see upon entrance is giants.
Girl, they got them giants out there.
They're being whipped.
They out there in them fields.
Slavery.
Child. This is real slavery.
Could you imagine? Like, how did they make these giants? Because the people who are whipping them are regular
human
size,
and then we have giants here.
What is their leverage over them?
How?
Because I'm gonna solve this problem by picking you up and throwing you over there.
And then while we see the giants out in the fields, like harvesting the crops, or whatever they're doing, one of the guards, who's human size, whips him. I'm like, you're a giant. To you, I feel like him getting whipped had to be the equivalent of someone taking a rubber band and putting it against your arm and like pulling it and then it hitting you.
Did a mosquito bite me?
Yeah, like, exactly. It's like that can't feel like anything to you.
It's ridiculous. But Ella and Char are like off. They're like, what the hell?
Yeah, they are thrown off by this. And then Char's like, surely my uncle doesn't know about this.
Those are guards. Those aren't regular people. Yes, they work. They have
work out of your office.
This is your division.
This is your folks. This is your team.
This is your army, dude.
This is your army. This is your military, man. You're paying them.
Insane.
Oh my God.
He's like, you could play him a video of his uncle killing his dad, and he'd be like, I don't know.
He's like, surely
my uncle doesn't know about this.
Didn't have any hand in this.
Like, sir,
surely there's been a mistake.
Shut up. Oh, I can't stand him. He's so stupid.
So, after they've seen the giants be slaves, now, for slaves, they have pretty free range because
they're day laborers.
Yeah, they have a really nice wedding they got going over here. So then they arrive at this wedding that Lucinda is supposedly supposed to be at.
Oh, that's the wedding. I never thought about that. I thought they were just like at a random bar.
Are you kidding me?
I forgot about the wedding. I just
you never noticed that was the wedding that she was going to?
No, I kind of just thought there was a bar and then like maybe that was the after party. But no, it makes sense that that's the wedding.
The reception.
No, yeah, because it's a village and if someone in the village gets married, it's a big thing. No, it makes sense. No, yeah. I believe you. Yeah, no. I just never thought about it like that.
There's only one way to think of it.
I just didn't. I don't know. I just thought it would be the wedding, but yeah, no, it's just like the whole.
It says, I mean.
Oh, does it?
It says like wedding party or something.
That's hilarious. I never noticed.
So they arrive at the wedding that Lucinda is supposed to be at. Ella's like, hopefully my godmother's in here. And then Char's like, maybe this is a good time for me to smooth things over with the ogres. Giants. So they go into the wedding. Upon entry, one of the giants is like, Prince Charmont, what are you doing here? And then he's like, hey, I just thought this would be a good time to, talk about interests and things like that. I know y'all a little drunk, but I just wanted to take the time and, speak to someone. And then Ella's like, yeah, that's what he's here to do. Meanwhile, I'm looking for Lucinda Periwinkle. What's her name?
Periweather.
Periweather. Have you seen her? The giant.
Yes.
Mr. What's his name? Kobachuk?
That sounds right, honestly.
Something. Kovacic, Krubacek, Roboduck, Grubaduck,
Kolpoduk. Yeah, I think
Kubaduck.
Kubaduck.
Kubaduck. Kubaduck. Mr. Kubaduck, have you seen my godmother? She says. And he's like, the last time I seen her, she was over there at the bar. She heads over there.
But he also looks at every time she asks about Lucinda, they're always like, ugh. Yeah,
yeah, everyone's like, ugh. I seen her. She was over there.
Yes.
So then we have Flannan. He's doing his own thing.
Yeah, he takes off. So we see Ella go up to some other fairies that are there. They stick out like sore thumbs. They're drunk. She goes up to them and is like, hey, have you seen my fairy godmother, Lucinda? And one of the fairies is like, no.
She left about
like an hour ago. She make a rude comment about her?
She doesn't.
Okay, she doesn't.
And then she's like, do you know where she went? And she said, no, the last time I heard she was living somewhere in Le Mans. Where is the kingdom is.
Yes.
Where Flannan wants to go to petition being a lawyer, and where, of course, Prince Char is the king of.
That's where faith is pushing her.
Yep. So, she's like, So then she walks up to Prince Charmont. Is he talking to Kupatuk?
Mm-hmm.
So he's talking to Kupatuk.
They're wrapping up the conversation.
He's like, look, after my coronation, me and you will talk. I'll make sure you and the rest of these giants get your land back.
I'm sure my uncle did know about that.
I'm sure my uncle. He doesn't mention his uncle.
He doesn't. But he's like, I did not know that was going on. I wonder if my uncle does. Like, who's buying the land?
Who else would be behind this, bro?
Oh my god.
Your uncle makes all the decisions.
Did someone not tell you how? Do you not even know how this works?
Do you not know what kind of democracy you're in? Like, this is...
Right. It's not democracy. This is dictatorship.
Yeah, and you're running a dictatorship.
Yeah.
Do you not know how this works?
So it's only
your uncle sets the rules. You are the final rule book.
Exactly. Do you know?
You're the royal family.
Do you know what a kingdom is?
Right. Do you not know how this thing runs?
Oh my god, he's so stupid.
You know, I've never even thought of any of this until you started pointing it out. But now
so
it's making
annoying.
me mad. So they wrap up their conversation. Kupatuk is like, thank you, young man. I'll hold you to it.
Yes,
Ella
please.
comes up. She's like, oh, sorry not to interrupt. He said, you're not interrupting. We were done here. That's a fine man you have right there. She said, he is fine. Well, he's not mine, but he is fine. Never mind, she says. She's all tongue-tied. And then she tells Prince Charmont, she's like, have you seen Flannan?
Gotta get going.
We gotta go. My aunt's not here. We gotta go find her.
Right.
And then he's like, leave. You can't leave. The party's just getting started. It's night. Stay one more night, he says. It's a command. So what does she have to do?
Fine.
She's like, fine. I'll stay one more night. And he sees the disdain on her face, and he's like, well, I mean, sorry, not to burst your enthusiasm or anything, but if you don't want to stay, you don't have to. I don't want to make you do anything you don't want to do.
That's the words we need.
Right, that struck a chord in her. She got a little... Her panties got a little wet from that one.
Not the bare minimum, honey. Okay.
We love to hear it. And then she looks at him like, you know, a little lovingly, and she's like, thank you, Prince Char. I really appreciate everything you've done. I'll see you around. And so she turns around and she walks off. But then he goes, but I'd really love for you to stay.
I love that. You don't have to stay. But if you do, it would mean the world to me. He didn't say those words, but I love that. I love that energy.
She turns around and she's like, well, you know, what's one more night? Yes. Then Flannan comes up, you know, him being an elf. We haven't seen him this whole night. He tries to get some chicken. It didn't work out. Someone farted on him. You know, someone farted on him. Almost could have killed him.
Yeah, could have killed him. I hate that scene. It's disgusting. Before that, I guess Prince Charmont asks about, did you find, Lucinda?
Oh, yeah. Go
ahead. And she's like, no, I didn't. He was like, well, have you thought about the
records, the Hall of Records?
The Hall of Records that's at Le Mans, at the castle. And she's like, no, I've never heard of this. When he was like, well, it's not really open to the public, but seeing that.
He's like, have you tried this?
Have you tried
And she's like, no. And he's like, well, it's not open to the public. Well, obviously, then that's why I've never tried it.
Have you thought of this? No, I didn't know.
No, it's actually not open to peasants.
Yes. So apparently, at the Hall of Records, there's some census, like, you know, keeps track of everyone lives, and he's like, if you come to the mall with me, I can give you, you know, open range to the
records, so you can look her up and see where she lives.
Okay.
And then she's like, okay,
that would be very helpful. I shall do this.
You.
Yes. And then
Slannon comes up. We haven't seen him all night. Someone farted on him. He's having a rough night. Oh. And so he's like, Ella, you have to help me. They're trying to make me sing.
He don't do that.
And then Ella gets up. She's like, Mr. Koopaduck, the giant that Shar was talking to. She's like, look, I know this might sound crazy. It might sound weird, but Slannon, he doesn't sing.
He don't do that.
I love how he's instantly, okay, what about you? He's like, he doesn't even argue it. He's like, okay, fine. How about you?
One of you small motherfuckers?
Yeah. Are gonna shuck and jive at this here wedding. Best believe it.
Right.
I don't care who it is, one of y'all, but one of y'all little people, y'all gonna dance for
an elf from a human, I don't know.
I don't care.
But one of y'all gonna dance.
One of y'all tiny little people, y'all gonna do a little number for us.
Which is funny, because, like, they seem to already be a dancing bunch. Like, they had their own, like, choreography. They were getting down before, like, anyone came in there.
Right.
Doing these things.
Oh my God.
They were, like, getting down.
Up. That wedding looks so
much fun.
Their choreographed dance number looks fantastic.
Maybe they just like other people to sing and dance. I don't think, because they seem to have had that down pat.
Yeah.
Maybe they just want.
Maybe they can dance, but they need a singer.
Yeah.
So they tell Ella to sing, and she's like, "Oh God, please no!" And then he says, "Sing!" He commands her. She's got to do it. What is she busting? Can anybody
find me somebody to love?
Queen. You're welcome.
Somebody to love.
Find her. Somebody to love. Find her. Somebody to love. Can anybody find me? Somebody to love. Great. You know, that was her really singing.
I heard. And I mean, she did Les Miserables. The girl can sing, hon.
Right. I forget. She actually can sing.
Because honestly, if I could sing, I wouldn't stop singing.
Yeah. You would. But I read that she didn't want to sing.
That's wild.
Bitch, sing.
She was like, I want to be a serious actor. I want to be a serious actress. You know how to be. But yes, one of my favorite scenes. Like, such a fun scene.
I love how the Giants are like, at first they're like, sing. And then they're like, louder. And then like, dance. And they're like, give us more soul. Now pretend like you're singing underwater. Now pretend like you're a puppet strung by a puppet master and dance and sing at the same time. Yes. They're giving her all these commands.
Yes, more soul. Like, she's at an audition.
Right. Like, give us some more oomph.
I love it. And she was giving it. I love the way she dances.
I love hate it.
I was like, oh no, I love it.
Oh, it's a bit spastic. Oh, she's a bit spastic.
I think it's perfect.
She's a bit awkward. I like it, but hate it at the same time.
I love it. I don't hate anything. I kind of get what you're saying, but I love it. I think it's perfect.
So, you know, she sings.
The crowd goes wild.
At one point, she does like a twirl, and she twirls into Prince Charmont, and he dips her. She sings her final note, and they look into each other lovingly in the eyes, and then they start slow dancing.
Mm-hmm. So
and
cute.
Forgetting that they are not the only people in the room, but they're dancing as if they are.
Oh, sweet.
So then she is greeted with a round of applause from
Yay!
the Giants. They loved it. Meanwhile, Slannon is getting eye candy from one of the Giants, Broomhilda.
Heidi Klum.
Who knew? Who knew? So he's getting googly eyes from Heidi Klum over there. So after, you know, her little dance, sing, song number, Prince Charmont and Ella are sitting by the fire, and Slannon's with Heidi Klum. And, you know, they're talking, they're joshing it up. And
he seems like he's more open. They get back on the talk of politics.
Yeah.
And he seems more open to the fact of making some change.
I have Edgar, I guess. He's not such a bad guy. He risked his life to save my father. And he brought me up as his own son. I know you don't like his politics much, but I'm sure when I tell him about the giants, he will correct the situation.
Yeah, or you could. Look, it took a lot of guts for you to come here today. Look at the way you smooth things over with Koopa Duck. You're a natural at this.
Wow, is that almost a compliment?
Most? Now don't go getting a big head, okay? Your crown won't fit.
No, you know what else? Tomorrow I'm going to go to my uncle and I'm going to ask him to repeal the elfin restrictions. Slanham will have his day in court if I have anything to say about it.
I think you're going to be a great king someday. Your father would have been proud.
And it's so funny because I feel like Ella in that scene is just like, you know, he killed him, right? Like, I feel like she's like,
I feel like
sure.
she's like, yeah,
she's
sure.
trying to be respectful because she could drag the whole family.
She's like, I'm almost certain your uncle actually
I'm almost
murdered
certain
your
yes.
father. And I'll let you have
and
it.
I'm almost certain that he's a piece of shit.
Yeah. He like, saved your father, allegedly.
Yeah, and she's like, I do know for a fact he's an asshole, but whatever.
And then he looks at her and he's like, he tells her, he says, kiss me.
Kiss me.
And what does she do? She leans in to kiss her.
Before
their lips touch, he stops and he says, you know, that wasn't a command. And she says, as she smiles down and then looks back up at him and says, I know. Ah. And then they kiss. Oh my God. I loved it.
Is a command the intent about a command?
I would just like to point out, because you really can't, you know, get the full gist from us, you know, retelling. You really got to watch it for yourself. But he's obsessed with her.
Yeah, he loves her.
He's in love with this woman.
He's into it.
You know, that's a good man, Savannah. That's all I want, bro. You know how crazy it is, how obsessed. When she was, we missed this part, but when they was fighting the ogres, and she was like, "Oh, you're bleeding," and then she was fixing his cut.
He was like, "Oh my God."
He literally did not take his eyes off of her. He's so in love with her.
I just wish he wasn't so stupid. It really takes. It really.
You know, it doesn't bother me as much.
I know. It really
he's so good looking.
Could you imagine being like? But he is stupid.
He's sweet.
He means well, but it's just like he's so stupid.
Like simple boy.
It would just irritate me if I was Ella.
But at least he knows himself that he would be like a shitty king. He was like, yeah, like I don't want to do this because I know I'd suck at it.
I know. It's so pathetic.
It is. So the two share a very passionate kiss. For a children's movie, in my opinion, but I loved every second of it. I would also like to point out that these two have great on-screen chemistry.
They do.
I love a movie with good chemistry because it's unmatched.
It's hard to find sometimes.
Yeah,
some movies they just cast two people and they're like
freaking Aaron Samuels and Lindsay Lohan in Mean Girls.
Mm-hmm. That just wasn't even a movie. I don't think
I wasn't buying the love story.
Yeah, I wasn't buying anything. Right. I was just here for the Mean Girls.
I was here for the Mean Girls.
Yeah.
I'm not buying that love story.
Don't even know why she even liked him.
This love story?
10 out of 10.
Sign me up.
Even though I think she might outgrow him at one point.
She might. Oh, she's going to get tired of playing wifey. Yeah.
Let's see.
But you know what's going to happen? You know what's going to happen is
he's going to die.
And she's going to rule the kingdom. And she's going to rule. She's going to rule the kingdom. Yeah. She's going to be Queen friggin' Elizabeth.
Yes. Basically, that's the only way their love could last.
Right,
if he dies.
Has to die.
Because even if he doesn't die, she's basically gonna rule.
Yeah,
she's gonna be.
She's the mouthpiece.
She's gonna be Sir Edgar.
Yeah,
what he needed.
Literally, because he's too dumb to figure it out.
Nope, he's just the face. But anywho, the next morning we see them back on the horses, and in the distance we see Lamar. So they have arrived.
They pulled up. They're finally there after this long journey. They're finally at Lamar.
Who's also in town is Olga and her daughters, because they're there for the coronation. And to their surprise,
they're at their hotel, I guess.
Yeah, the little hotel. And to their surprise, Ella's father is also in town because he was in town.
Business.
Did we tell him that he went away? Did we say that? I don't remember.
Oh, maybe not.
In the very beginning of the movie,
yeah, he went away.
He left Ella at home
to go
by
sell
herself.
Some freaking watches.
He's like, I'll be back when I sell all these watches because we need money because we're poor. But anywho, he so happens to be in Le Mans doing business. He walks into the hotel room. He was like, I heard that you were here, and I want to check in on Ella.
Where is she?
Where is she?
And then Madame Olga, not knowing where she is, she's like, She's here. Of course she's here. Why wouldn't she be here? She's actually getting a tour of the castle right now with Heidi and Olive. A lie. Lies. Heidi and Olive are getting a tour of the castle, but of course we know Ella is with Prince Charmont. Yes. So yeah, we see Heidi and Ella getting a tour of the castle with the other, fangirls, lover girls, fans of Prince Char. Meanwhile, Prince Char, Ella, and Slannon are entering the castle gates. Slannon is stopped by the guards, but Ella and Prince Char don't notice.
I'll be so pissed.
I'd be so pissed.
Like, y'all didn't turn around.
Right.
And also, if I was Slannon, I'd be hooping and hollering, hey! Come get me.
Yeah, hello. I'm right here.
Yeah. I'll be so mad. I'll be like, we're not friends anymore.
No, literally.
Like, you left me outside of the club.
Literally, you left me outside of the club. You're the one who put it in my ear to come out here to begin with.
Right, and somehow
to petition all this crap. And you just got distracted by your own shit and forgot me out here.
Oh my God, so annoying.
I'd have clicked out on her.
Right. Like, what am I doing
You're
here?
not a real friend.
I would go cry in a corner.
I know, literally. Because I would be like, what am I supposed to do?
Right. So
he gets stopped by the guards. And the guards, they're like, what are you doing? And then Slan is like, I'm with them. And then the guard is like, are you performing at the coronation? And he's like, no.
Absolutely not.
The guard's like, only elves allowed in here are the ones that are performing. And then Slannon's like, discrimination.
And the guard's like...
The guard's like, get the fuck out.
Wrong.
And he throws him to the wall.
LOL. So, Ella and Char have made it inside the castle. They're walking around doing their thing, and they happen to run into the tour group. They freak out, but, Ella and Char run off. But not before Hattie and Olive see them, and she's like, "Oh, okay, we gotta figure something out."
Hattie's like, "Absolutely not. I gotta put a stop to this some way."
So while everyone else is freaking out, she takes this distraction as a way to sneak away from the group to, I don't know, go around the castle.
I don't know, peruse. Yeah, all she does. Hattie turns to Olive and she's like, "Follow me."
Follow me.
So meanwhile, Char and Ella are on the run. They escape. They're in the castle,
Yes.
And then, do they run into... Oh, so Ella's like, okay, I seen Hattie, I seen Olive, now I really got to put this into turbo speed. I got to find Lucinda, I got to get to this Hall of Records, because I got to
She does ask about Slanton. She's like, where did he go? To her doubt.
And she's like, Slanton, where is he?
And then I cannot stand that he says, don't worry about it. My uncle can find him. Why don't you go find him? Y'all are just spending days together. Why does your uncle need to go find him?
Incompetent. He can't do anything.
Oh my God, my uncle go find him. Why don't you ask one of the guards to go find him?
He doesn't know how to do anything.
Oh my God, it drives me insane. You are the prince.
He's like, my uncle will find him because I don't know how to do that.
Just ask the guy standing next to you. Go find an elf.
I don't know how to ask the guards to do that exact same thing.
Drives me insane.
So yeah, he's like, don't worry about it. I'll have my uncle find Slannon. We'll get to the Hall of Records. It'll all be fine. Okay? And then so emerges King Sir Edgar and his little snake. Remember, the snake
is a snake.
Has been in Prince Char's bag this whole journey. So he's been peeping game since jump.
Yes.
Since he's rescued Ella from the ogres, the snake has been weaseling around. So Prince Edgar, Sir Edgar, whatever, comes through. He's like, Char, where have you been? What's going on? And then Char introduces him to Ella. He's like, this is Ella Frau. We went on this journey together. We almost got killed by ogres. Ogres. We almost got killed by ogres.
No,
I said
ogres.
It again. Ogres. We almost got killed by ogres.
Yeah, ogres. Like, ogres.
Got killed
it's about that time, guys. Ogres. Big old fat ogres.
Oh, God. We almost got killed by ogres.
There you go.
But here we are. We're fine. And then he's like, look, I was just taking Ella into the Hall of Records because she has to find somebody. And then I could come and chat with you and we can catch up. And then Sir Edgar's like, okay hop onto it. Chop, chop. So he brings Ella to the Hall of Records. And then Sir Edgar turns to the snake Heston. And he's like, you're right. I don't like that girl. She's off. Something's weird about her. I would like to point this out because I meant to point this out earlier, but I didn't. You know who plays Sir Edgar? You know who that is?
So important.
Hey, he's the guy. I don't think we noticed because his hair is black. He plays the main guy in freaking The Princess Bride.
Oh yeah.
The Princess Bride and Fairy Tale Family
and Robin Hood. That's right.
You know what I
he's a liar.
I think everyone. I really like how this film keeps it in the realm of like fairy tales. Like he played in Princess Bride, and here he is again, but he's switching the flip. He's evil.
Yeah.
And then we have Ella, Anne Hathaway.
No,
Princess. Here she is again. You know the real story though.
Okay.
There's one thing. Being typecast. It's another thing. Being cast as a different version of the evil stepsister 4 different times in a film. And that's Hattie.
She's
Lucy
what?
Punch for you.
She's been what?
She's been casted as the evil stepsister 4 different times in 4 different movies.
I can't read those movies.
This movie is Hattie. Into the Woods.
Oh, Into the musical?
Yeah. I think she plays like Lucinda. And then like 2 other films. I think they were like made for television though. Oh. Smaller roles.
I see a Cinderella film that she was in. She must have been
4 times. This bitch has been playing an evil stepsister 4 times. That's iconic.
I like her in Bad Teacher.
Oh yeah. We're keeping it all in the family.
Yeah.
Here. Everyone's dabbled in the fairy tale realm, and I really like it. I appreciate it. So, yeah.
Where were we? Oh yeah, and then Heston also makes a point. Heston also makes a point to say that she's been putting ideas into our boy's brain. Like he might not be as malleable as we once thought.
Yeah,
not good for him. So, Ella goes to the
Hall of Records,
and she's looking for her godmother. And then we see Char in his room. He's getting dressed for the ball that night because the next day is his coronation. So tonight's the ball. Next day is the coronation. And he's talking with his uncle about the giant labor conditions and all the different rules and stuff. And then Edgar is like listening to him, but he's like blowing him off. He's like, I don't take you seriously. Like,
and then Char's like,
it's not funny.
Uncle Edgar, I'm being so for real right now.
Could you imagine?
Like, okay.
I wouldn't take him seriously either. I'd be like, oh, you're an idiot.
I'm like, shut up.
He's like, okay.
He's like, okay, yeah, whatever. Fine.
He said, we'll talk about it after the coronation. Enjoy your night. We'll do this topic later.
And then Prince Char turns to him and he's like, I'm going to propose to her.
And he said, propose.
And he's like, propose to who?
Right.
This Ella of Pharrell? And he's like, yeah, I'm going to propose to her. I'm going to ask her to marry me. The same place and at the same time my father proposed to my mother.
Aww.
He's like, I love her.
Michael is like, I cannot. I can do with you, but a smart woman?
Absolutely not.
No.
A woman who's independent, who thinks on her own? Feminism?
Right.
In the medieval times? Absolutely.
I feel like Edgar was like, after the coronation, he's gonna forget all about this. He's gonna forget all these giants and ogre rights. It was passing thought.
But now he's throwing out marriage.
But Ella's sticking around. Oh, they ain't going nowhere. Yeah. We have an issue. You must.
So before he can even really process this information, Edgar, he hears commotion going on in the castle, and he's like, ah. What now?
BRBs.
And he tells him, I'll be right back. We'll talk about this later. So he goes to see what the commotion is. The commotion turns out to be Hattie and Olive. Ugh. He's speaking.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Oh, no, you can go.
He's speaking with Hattie and Olive. He now has them in his office. And he's like, so y'all are the stepsister to Ella. Tell me about her. Hattie goes, what's in it for me?
Period.
And he's like, well, let's see here. Well, I want this chick out of the picture. Prince Charmant's coronation's coming up soon. Give me enough information on Ella. And, I can throw Prince Charmant into a little deal for you. And maybe even promise his hand in marriage to you.
That's right. To this, Hattie is like, she does whatever she's told to do.
Ella does whatever she's told to do. I don't know why. She just does.
You know what's so funny? Like, I feel like at this point he was like, oh yeah, I'm definitely killing him.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, he's so evil. Like, I don't give a frick about your plan, girl. He's just messing over 12-year-olds. He's such a villain.
Who's 12?
I don't know, 16-year-olds. I'm just joking. He's like, just children. He's like, yeah, you can marry my...
that's what you're saying.
He's like, he's gonna die tonight.
Oh, now
he's just like lying.
Like, what point are you trying to make?
Like, he's just like lying.
Oh, he's saying, okay, you can marry him, but he's gonna kill him
anyways.
Okay, that's true.
So now Edgar knows that Ella does anything she's told. Everyone just believes everything so easy. I'd be like, this girl is lying. But anyway, so Ella is back in the Hall of Records. She's looking. She can't find, this is a big old encyclopedia. She can't find anything on Lucinda, but she asks Benny to show me Lucinda one more time. She's sleeping in a bed, but on the side there's like a letter or something, and it says the fairy tale retirement home.
Yeah, it's like a retirement home for
fairies. Yes. So she's like, oh, this is where Lucinda is. This is where I can find her. We're going. She's so excited. She's like, Benny, I got her. But her excitement is cut short when Sir Edgar walks in the room. Hello, Ella.
So he walks in and he's like, find everything to your liking. She's like, yes, thank you very much.
Appreciate you.
Then he grabs a book and he drops it. And he said, oh, how clumsy of me, my mistake. Pick it up. She picks it up. And she picks up the book. She sits it back on the table and he's like, touch your toes. She touches her toes. She's like, oh, no. Fuck. You're right. She knows what's a foot. She knows that he knows. And he's like, oh, yes. Mm-hmm. Then he tells her to do the freaking Macarena or something like that.
Shake it, shake. Shake, shake, shake.
He tells her to pat her head while rubbing her belly. Then he tells her to shake her booty. He's giving her all these crazy commands. And she's like, what do you want? And then Heston is like, look, Edgar, evil plans ahead. Like, let's get to the point.
It's past bedtime.
Huh?
Oh, I was like, oh no, I feel like Heston's like, wrap this shit up. It's past my bedtime. Like, I don't have time for your cute little games.
So he gets to the point. He tells Ella, look, I know your little secret. This is what you're going to do for me. After the coronation, while you're all dressed up, you're having fun with Prince Charmont, he's going to whisk you away to the Hall of Mirrors at midnight, and he's gonna ask you to marry him. But when he does, he hands her a dagger. You're gonna take this dagger and stab him in the heart and kill him.
No, I can't.
And she's like, no, I can't. He's like, you must, you will. I've already told you to do it. The deal is done. And then she's like, you would kill your own nephew? And he's like, I killed my own brother. And she's like, why? And he's like, because I want to be king. Duh. They were in my way. I killed them. Prince Charmant's in my way. I'm going to kill him. You're in my way. I'm going to frame you for murder. Yeah. Hello, I'm evil.
Simple. Did you not see the snake that I carry around with me? It's like a big telltale.
So, literally. So he sends her off, but before he does, he says, you are to tell no one of this plan.
Dang it.
And Ella is devastated.
Yes.
She has to kill the man she loves.
So Ella, after this, goes to look for Lucinda, because this is her last hope. She finds the retirement home that she's supposed to be at. And she asks, like, the person, the manager running the retirement home, she's like, oh yeah, Lucinda got kicked out weeks ago. She's like, do you know where she is? And she's like, look, honey, it's probably best that you never find Lucinda. She is a mess. Sorry, I don't know where she is. So now Ella is like, okay, there's nothing I can do at this point. She goes to some random bar and she writes Char a letter about how she can't see him anymore. She has to go away. It's for the best. She'll never
see him again. She says that she's sorry and she really does believe that he will be a great king one day.
And Char gets this message, and he is upset as he stands over the fireplace.
Yeah, the letter's delivered to him, and his heart is ripped out of his chest. Yes. Why? Because he loved this girl so much. He loved her.
So Ella is walking in the streets, crying. And she finally sees Slayton. Is that Slatton McGarry. And she's like,
no, bitch.
Slatton McHenry.
Slanton of Pym.
Slanton of Pym. And she finds Slanton, and she's like, "Where have you been? I needed you." Actually, I don't really care.
Never mind, we don't have time for this. Yes. I need you to do me a favor.
I need you to do me a favor.
Fast forward, they're in the forest. She tells Slanton, I need you to lock me to this tree. The tree is huge. The tree looks like a 500-year-old like wisdom tree.
That scene just reminds me of
Wizard of Oz.
Yes.
Yeah, all those tulips.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're in this like open garden, and all there is like this big ass tree in the middle.
Yeah.
And so he locks and chains her to the tree. And he's like, why do you want me to do this? And then Ella's like, I can't tell you why, but I need you to go in the forest, rally as much giants, elves, and whoever else is possible, and meet back at the castle. This is very important. And he's like, you want me to go in the forest by myself to a certain death? And she's like, yes.
We need to protect Char. I can't tell you why or what I know, but I need you to go get a team so we can protect Char. That's all she
And then she's like, if you don't, you very well will be singing like
dancing for the rest of your life.
Your entire life. You will be subject to entertaining. And he's like, oh, fine. So he goes off and he does it. She thanks him. And he's like, whatever. And so many hours go by. She's been pinned up to this tree for a while now.
All day. And it is the night of the coronation. Char is at his ball. Well, it's not the night of the coronation. It is the night of the ball. Char is sitting up front. He's sulking. His uncle's like, where's your little girlfriend?
Like, where's your little friend? And he's like, I don't want to talk about her.
About it right now. Also at the ball is Olga and Ella's father, who now realizes that Olga has lost his daughter. Where's she at?
I love how she gets Botox and he's like bat feces and ox blood. We call it Batox.
Oh, I didn't notice that. Yeah. Love it. And she looks crazy.
Yeah.
So Ella, she's back at the tree. Also, Hattie and Olive are also at the function too. But anyway, so Ella is still chained to the tree, and as Faith would have it, she sees some purple dust flying through the air, and something plops to the ground, and guess who it is? Frickin' Lucinda.
What are the odds of that?
Faith, honey. I wrote, as Faith would have it.
Literally, it's just like of all the places for this crack whore to land, she lands in this open
She's
field.
Been looking for her this whole time.
Yeah.
And the one time that she doesn't want to find her.
Yeah. Well, she shouldn't have found her this one time, yeah.
So yeah.
Lucinda finds her, basically. And she's like, oh, this isn't the salad bar at Borelli's. And then she's about to, take off. And Ella's like, oh my God, no, Lucinda! Please wait. I've been looking all over for you. And then Lucinda's like, do I know you? And she's like, yes, it's me, Ella Enchanted. You gave me a gift when I was a child. And she's like, oh, yeah, the obedient one. She's like, why are you pinned up to this tree?
Gross.
And then she's like, I need you to take the gift back. And she's instantly offended. And she's like, what? Take the gift back? And then Ella's like, it's not that it's not a good gift and that I don't appreciate it. It's just, I'm going to do something really bad to somebody who I really care about, maybe even love. She throws out the L word for the first time.
2 days.
And if you don't take it back, he's going to be in danger. And then she's like, everybody loves my gifts, okay? I'm not taking it back.
People love me.
That's not how it works. She's such...
Everywhere I go, people say great things about me.
Social cues, she doesn't have any.
Lock her up, everyone.
Oh my God. And then she was like, to prove how great of a gem I am, I'm going to unchain you from this tree.
No, don't do
that. No, Ella begs. Too late, because the lady doesn't listen to anybody's personal requests.
Right.
She only listens to her own thoughts. She's so inconsiderate. Right. Oh my God.
Mind you, if I saw someone chained to a tree, I'd be like, well, clearly you don't want to be here. But
she said,
hey,
I need you to, oh my God, whatever.
Right.
So
that
she
wasn't my
unchains
request.
her to the tree. And then she's like, a girl as pretty as you should be at the ball dancing with the prince. And then Ella's like, no, I can't. Lucinda's like, well, you're right, not dressed like that. Pow, she puts her in a ball gown.
A white ball gown. Okay.
She looks exactly how she looked in freaking Princess Diaries.
Yes,
at her
she does.
Whatever it was.
Coronation, huh?
No, it was the Grand Ball. It was the Genovia Independence Day Ball.
How could I forget?
How could you forget? So...
she's dressed to impress.
She's dressed and she's unchained from the tree, and Lucinda's like, "Yep, you're welcome." And then she flies off.
Yes, because the spell is drawing her to the castle. Like as the clock was ticking, the tree was moving a little bit because her body was trying to take her to the ball.
Yeah, her body and the commands that are thrust upon her are forcing her to that ball. So, by no force of her own, she is
stumbling into
the ball, and Prince Charmont sees her, and it's like his heart stops.
My girl,
He's
okay.
Like, there is the love of my life, my girl, my babe,
Period.
My sweetheart, my queen, my wife, Ella,
friend.
And he instantly goes up to her, and he's like, "Oh my God, babe, where have you been? I love you so
babe.
much. I'm so obsessed with you. I want to wear your skin."
And she's like, I cannot be here. I'm sorry, I cannot be here. And he's like, if you don't love me, just say it.
And she's like, it's not that. And then he's like, well, what is it? And then she's like, I'm wrong for you. I'm wrong for the kingdom. And he's like, is that what you're worried about? He's like, don't think about that. And he's like, tell me how you really feel about me.
I love you.
She says, I love you.
Ah! And he's like, bitch, I love you too.
Girl.
And he's like, follow me.
They're going to have the best marriage
so
ever.
cute.
Once he dies, she really will thrive, though.
It would be interesting.
They'll only be married for like 10 years. He's going to die in like 10 years. That's as long as they'll last.
Yeah, 10 years.
Because after that, she's going to get tired of being the wife.
But I think it is good that he likes her more than she likes him. But yeah. It is. She's going to get sick of him for sure.
Yeah. Do you know how powerful it is to be dating a man that fine? He's a prince.
Right.
He's got all the money in the world, and yet you still have the upper hand.
Right.
He still wants you way more than you want him.
Mm-hmm.
Look how fine he is. Look all the money he got. Look all the power he got. And you got the upper hand.
Right. Because she has a brain.
He has nothing. That's true.
But so Char sweeps her way to the Hall of Mirrors. Where he plans to propose. So he looks at her and he's like,
he gives her this like speech.
He's speech, yeah. And he's like, will you marry me? And she tearfully says,
No.
I don't understand. What is it? My politics? Your family? Because those things aren't important. What's important is what's in our hearts. And if our love is strong, we can conquer anything.
I do love you, Char.
Yeah, a dagger appears behind her back. That was to me is the coolest part. It's like, where did the dagger come from?
Where is it in the dress?
Is it just that? Is that magic that strong?
Yeah,
it was a dagger.
Did he give her a dagger?
He gave her the dagger when she was in the Hall of Records.
Oh,
but I didn't. I'm assuming she got rid of it,
right?
But I feel like it just reappeared.
So she pulls the dagger out of her back. And she's, her arm's shaking. His head's down, like his head is in her like shoulder, so he doesn't see. Her hand is shaking. She's like trying to fight the force.
She's having all these
like the gift and like the dagger, but she's having like this
like flashbacks of all these different times that people have commanded her to do things.
Come here, Ella. What are you just doing?
Don't
Take that.
Jeffrey.
Take the.
Don't move.
You will take this dagger and kill him.
What's inside you is stronger than any spell.
You will no longer be obedient. You will no longer be obedient.
And she drops to the floor. She
she
passes out damn near.
No, it's strong. And then what's funny? So when she met when she asked Lucinda to take back her gift, Lucinda said, "Get rid of it yourself."
Oh, she did say that.
Get rid of it yourself.
She's like, yeah. Like, she did.
It's like
she you want it. You want to go so bad. Get rid of it yourself.
What she
This
said?
is a fairy tale.
I command you to
You will no longer be obedient.
Woo! She killed that shit.
Yeah.
It gives me goosebumps. You will no longer be
It kind of makes
obedient.
me uncomfortable.
What?
It's just like, I don't know. I don't feel like, if I was him, I'd be like, why are you shouting? What are you doing over here?
Don't think about him. How are you thinking about him in this moment?
I was just like, ugh.
I am taken. Don't even think about it. I'm taken to her. Like, I'm in her head. It's like all those, like, it's just like cool. She's in the mirror. She's seeing all these different flashbacks.
I don't know. It just makes me uncomfortable. I'm like, oh, she's doing a lot.
Oh my God, you're the worst. So while she was about to stab him, Char looks up because it's a room full of mirrors. He sees that she has a dagger
in her hand,
floating upon his back. And so when she drops to the ground, he's like, "You were trying to kill me."
He's like, "You tried to kill me." And then,
Edgar,
of course, Sir Edgar is watching the whole thing. He emerges and he's like, "Guards, arrest her, take her away." And then she's like, "No, Char, listen." And he's like, "You tried to kill me."
Right.
And then so Char and Edgar are alone, and he's like, "You know she's gonna have to be sentenced to death, right?" And then he's like, "Well, like, no." He's like, "I don't know what that was about."
Talk to her. Right.
He's like, "Let me go talk to her." He loves her. He doesn't care. She literally could have. The dagger could have pierced him.
But like,
and he'd have been like, "Look, I still love her."
Let's discuss this.
Yeah, like, let's figure, babe.
No.
We can go to therapy. He's like, I'm so.
But like, come on, that might be the right. Like, follow your gut, dude.
Right.
Like, I know her. I don't think she would try to kill me.
So he's like, "No, maybe I'll go talk to her." And then Sir Edgar is like, "No." And he was like, "She was just toying with your head. She was playing with you.
I didn't want to tell you
We found out that when she was out there with the ogres, they were trying to set you up. It was all a plan. She was in on it with the ogres. She was like, this is all, there's an uprising happening, and she is the leader of it. This girl has been plotting on you from day one." That is what he tells him. Him and that damn snake.
And then he's like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
And he's like, I just can't believe it. And he's like, "Well, believe it, honey."
I cannot stand
He's so
him.
gullible.
Just go talk to her.
He's so easily convinced.
So easily convinced. So at this point, I guess Char believes him. Edgar leaves. He walks out the door and then he locks Char in that room.
He locks him in there?
He locks the door behind him.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, he locks. He's like, even if you decide to go down there, you're not going. He locks that door.
How does he get out then?
Someone gonna have to let him out.
Oh.
Yeah.
So now Ella's in the jail cell. She's crying. She's hooping. She's hollering.
Well, and then after Edgar locks the door, he's like, "Okay, right. Now I have a new plan for him."
Yeah. So now he's like, he's got to reevaluate.
Yes.
Got to go back to the drawing board. He's like, "What do I do now?" He's like, "The end game here is to get rid of the prince, and that's what I'm gonna do."
Yes. And so the next morning, Slannon has got a new band of elves and giants, and they're ready to sneak into the castle. Before they go in there, they hear Benny, or Slannon hears Benny yelling from the trash bin earlier when Ella was kicked out the Hall of Records. The librarian threw the book in the trash because it was empty. But anyway, so now Benny is in the trash can. Slayton finds him, and Benny tells Slayton that Edgar has Ella locked up in the dungeon, so they all decide to sneak into the castle. And also now a bunch of ogres have joined them, the ogres from earlier, and they seem to be on a more nicer side. And they make it to the dungeon. They sneak on in, and they are able to free Ella. Before Ella and the gang go to, talk to Char, Benny shows them that Edgar has poisoned Char's crown and is intending to kill him at the coronation. So Ella and the others, they plan on crashing the ceremony. They get in there, and right before Edgar's about to crown Char, Ella walks in and she's like, "Drop that crown!"
She come in with her band of loyal followers.
Yes.
And
a brawl
Edgar is like, "Guards, get her." And of course, a fight breaks out between the ogres and the giants and the guards. And then they're about to attack Ella. Char sees that they're about to attack Ella. And he's like, "Ugh, I cannot let this happen."
But also, the uncle was like, kill them and kill anyone who gets in the way. I'm like, I'd be like, uncle, like damn.
I'd be like, Unc,
like
what's
calm
going
down.
on? He's oblivious to all the evil things that he does. So Char sees that they're about to attack Ella, and he's like, not my girl. Right. And so he grabs a sword, he takes off the cloak that just been placed on him, and he goes to go fight for his girl. So he jumps out, he's got his sword out, he's knocking people over, and he's like, oh my God. He turns to Ella and he's like, I can't believe I'm saving you after you tried to kill me. Wow. And then she's like, I didn't try to kill you. And then someone tries to attack her, and he's like, stay away from her. I'm like, oh my God, he loves her so much.
But also it's like weird because like his guards are attacking him. Like I've been like, okay guys, I don't know who to. Right. He's about to be the king. Do I fight his girlfriend? Yeah. What happens here?
Whose orders am I taking?
Yeah, let's go ahead and just pause for a moment. Let's do a meeting.
So Ella turns to him and she's like, I didn't try to kill you. And then he's like, so that dagger that you were trying to stab in my back was just an early wedding present? And then she's like, look, it wasn't me. So she tells him, she's like, well, it was me. So then she tells him the whole story. Meanwhile,
is she allowed to tell him the story?
She broke everything.
Oh, right. Yes,
broke
it. Yes, she did break it.
She's free to do whatever the fuck she wants.
I forgot.
So meanwhile, while she's running the story to Char, Mandy is at the coronation, our household fairy. Yes. She sees Slannon holding Benny, and Benny's like, Mandy, and she's like, oh my God, Benny, babe. So she tries to turn him back into a man. First, she turns him into a pumpkin.
Pumpkin?
How did she get a pumpkin? She's like fairy tale creatures from across the land. Please help me turn Benny back into a man. And then he turns into a pumpkin.
Maybe they just wanted like a Cinderella reference because. It turns the pumpkin to mice. No, the carriage into a pumpkin. The pumpkin into a carriage.
So, but she tries again, and she's able to turn him back into a man.
Finally,
after 20 years, the boy's been stuck as a book for 20 years. It's
so messed up. I mean, like, girl, don't you ever do a spell in my direction?
We're done. Don't even do spells at all.
Quit.
Keep it away.
Keep it up.
So she turns him back into man. Meanwhile, Ella's run the entire story to Char. She's like, hey, look, this is what happened, and I also want you to know, he tried to kill me, tried to kill you, and he killed your daddy. And then he's like, Edgar?
What?
Killed my
I don't know.
father?
I don't think he knows about that.
And then he's like, yeah.
Let me talk to him about that first.
He's like, well, Edgar, Unc, what do you make of this? And she's like, you're going to believe her? This little girl you've known for 5 minutes? And then
he was about to believe him.
He was onto him.
Oh.
And then here comes Heston, slithering his little snaky behind.
Because Heston's about to
rolling up on Char, and he was about to bite him. Right. I don't really think how that would have killed him. Like a snake bite?
If he was poisonous.
I mean, yeah. Is he?
I would have to assume so. Let's just assume, yeah.
So the snake tried to bite him. And then Char's like, well, I guess this is my proof here. Your snake just tried to kill me.
Had Heston not been tired of this back and forth and just killed him himself, he would be dead.
It would have taken a lot more convincing.
Ella would have been dead, hung, and then
not even beheaded.
And then he would have been comatose.
Dead, hung.
He'd have been comatose.
He would have, yeah. It would have been a real Romeo and Juliet situation.
Right.
So Char's like, well, I've seen all I needed to see. You just tried to kill me. Your snake just tried to kill me. And then he was like, why would you kill my father, your brother? And he was like, hello? How many times do I have to say it? I want to be king.
Why is that not obvious?
He was in my way. I wanted the crown, so I got rid of him. You're in my way. I want the crown, so I'm fixing to get rid of you.
The math.
You're not fit to wear this crown. The only person fit to wear this crown is me. He puts on the crown.
The poison crown?
The poison crown. That he was going to use to kill his nephew. He puts it on, so he's poisoned himself.
And he passes
You can kiss
out.
kingdom goodbye.
Right. So he passes out. And, collapse. So Ella and Char are like, you know what? Let's forget the uncle that you loved so deeply 5 minutes ago. And, let's do our one and one thing. Like, he just let that go fast.
And he's like, oh my God, you saved my life. And she's like, well, I guess now we're even.
Yeah.
And he's like, marry me? She's like, now that I can do.
Oh, gross. No, that's cringe.
I didn't think it was cringe. That was beautiful.
It was. And then comes their biggest hater, Hattie. Ella.
Stop kissing him right now.
You can never kiss him ever again. Do you know how evil this girl is?
That girl said, you are never to kiss him ever again.
She is evil.
Right.
What? I can't be happy?
No.
But let her go.
She's a hater.
She's
never miserable. That's what evil stepsisters are here for.
She's the worst.
The worst.
But to Hattie's surprise, Ella kisses Char.
Because the curse is broken.
And she takes back her necklace that her mama gave her.
Yeah, she snatched that clean
She said,
off her chest.
how about not? Perhaps not.
Wanna see me try?
Yeah.
Bitch, this my man.
This is my man,
this
exactly.
Is my man.
So soon after, I think they go from kiss to wedding. So soon after, we're at Char and Ella's wedding. Unfortunately, also in attendance is Hattie and Olive. Why did they get an invite? Char's fan club is there. They're very upset.
They're disappointed.
Arita's there.
Like the bridesmaid.
She's a bridesmaid, and Olga, and
everybody in the movie's there.
But I'm still surprised Hattie and Olive got an invite.
And the mom. She's a good woman at the end of the day, Ella. She's a kind person.
She is. But if I was her, banished.
For sure.
To the forest.
So Prince Charmont is giving his speech, and he's like, to friends, to family, and to my wife, Ella, the love of my life.
Work, bitch.
And I don't know if she says something.
To the ogres, freedom, peace. I feel like they do say like peace amongst
peace
the kingdom.
To the kingdom.
Yeah,
happiness and peace is restored.
Yeah, a new era of equality amongst the kingdom.
And
we're
breaking to a song.
Don't go breaking my heart. I couldn't if I tried.
Knock on the door.
You gave me key.
Baby, you're not that type. Ooh, nobody knows it.
We're gonna sing the same song. When I was down, I was a clown. Ooh, nobody knows it. Nobody knows it. Right from the start, I gave you my heart. Okay. Also, we learned that Edgar is not dead, but he is disabled, basically, and confined to a wheelchair. I mean, what? That's what he is. And the newlyweds, ride off into the sunset. And you know what? I don't know why I can't stand this. Arita, before they leave,
she catches the bouquet.
She says, "Good luck, Ella."
I didn't like that.
Did she need more luck?
I didn't like it. Good luck, Ella. Are y'all not gonna see each other ever again? I didn't like
save the luck for yourself. She's married to a prince, honey. Good luck. To the king. I don't know why she said good luck, Ella. She's doing fine. I don't know why it bothers me so much.
I don't like it either.
I don't know why it bothers me so much. Good luck, Ella. What?
I don't love it either.
Good luck, Ella. I'm going on my honeymoon.
But it bothers me because to me, it just feels so informal. I'm like, are y'all not friends? Good luck, Ella.
Right.
Like, oh, nice life. I'm like, hello, you're the bridesmaid. Y'all never going to see each other again?
Have a good time. I'm going to miss you.
Right.
I love you.
Love you, Ella. Or have fun, Ella. Good luck. Good luck with your life. Nice knowing you.
What's going to happen? Good luck. Like, it almost seems like she's wishing her bad luck. Like, I don't know. It drives me insane. But, we have to wrap this up. We've already gone on for so long.
I know.
That's
it.
Don't forget to rate, subscribe.
Review.
Great movie. 10 out of 10.
Literally no complaints.
Yes. Go watch it, guys. This is a fun one.
So freaking good.
So fun.
The chemistry between these two is phenomenal.
Oh, and as Jay said earlier, everyone does act great in this
Everyone's
movie.
acting is on point. They picked a grade A list of actors.
I think shout out to Edgar. I think he's fun.
Oh yeah, hands down.
when he's
probably the best.
When Vinny shows Edgar like poisoned the crown, he does that little
he's
slumped
like
over like evil thing.
Like,
I was like, he's funny. But yeah,
I just couldn't believe that this is the same dude from the Princess Bride,
right?
Who plays like the main character heartthrob, and like, look, he's evil villain now.
Yeah, hair color really does.
Yeah, the hair color really just
makes him evil. Yeah, I really don't like it on him now that I realize that.
It looks so natural, but now that I see,
I'm just like, it looks crazy.
I'm like, okay, wait, this is not natural at all. All right, well, kisses.
Toodaloo.
Y'all have a great night. Bye.